call it the big time. She's got your name in lights. Now you're gonna shine. Got them in your sights.
You're just trying to find a way out. I don't want to tell you how to live, but I just don't want you to miss. And I don't mean to scare you, I want you to live, and I dare you to give this life all you have. Yeah, all you have. Whoa, whoa, whoa,
into the end zone. 10-5 touchdown.
Good evening, Marauder fans, and welcome to Marauder Stadium here on the campus of Flower Mound Marcus High School, as it is homecoming night here from Marcus High School. Jacob Dedamore and Tim Smith here with you to bring you all the action as the Marcus Marauders take on the Braswell Tigers out of Denton ISD. Homecoming night is always a night full of pageantry, and it's a lot of fun for the students, especially the students who aren't actually playing the game. But a lot of extra stuff going on tonight. We can already see the band and the drill team down on the field doing some of the homecoming festivities this evening. But for the Marcus Marauders tonight, Tim, this is a team that is now, in many ways, up against the wall.
They sure are. That loss last week to Hebron, really not expected by any means. They get up big, let go of a 21-point lead. Tonight's a game where they have to not only stay alive in district play, but really get some of that confidence back that they had. The way they battled Louisville, they need to come out with that same intensity here tonight.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row now, we've seen this Marcus Marauder team. 1 week against a team that I think both of us would agree was more talented than the Marauders. Once against a team that the Marauders were more talented than.
Right.
But both weeks we have seen the Marauders go up and enter the fourth quarter with a 2-score lead, only to see that lead get frittered away and they end up losing the ball game late in the process. And last week I think was a more drastic version of it than the week prior. There was a lot of issues that happened last week. Hebron got on a roll, and Marcus could not find a way to stem the tide and kill that and slow that momentum down and get it back, and end up falling short by 7 points. And now they find themselves at 0-2 in district play with 5 games left. Now, the good thing for Marcus is, even though the schedule is not easy, everything is still in front of them. The losses don't have to kill you, but it starts tonight. You've got to win tonight, and then you've got to find a way to get a couple of games against teams that right now are above you in the standings if you're going to get into this playoff bracket.
Well, they can do it. They have the talent to do it. They have the coaching staff to do it. They have the schemes to do it. We've seen this team play at a high level. They just need to put 4 quarters together, and that has to start tonight, and how to do that. They know how to finish games. They've done it before. They've lost that the last couple of weeks. Got to get back to that. This is a perfect matchup for them, in my opinion, to get back on track.
Yeah, I mean, this Denton Braswell school, the Braswell Tigers out of Denton ISD, they come into this game on the season only 1-3. Their one win was in district over Little Elm a couple of weeks ago. They lost the 2 of the 3. One of their games, like Marcus, got canceled because of weather in non-district. But it was the only win that they got this season. They've kind of been smoked in their other 2 district games, I should say. But bottom line is Marcus right now is sitting at 0-2 in district play. You've got to find a way to get back up, because as Coach told us earlier in the season, it's a race to 4. And at least right now, 2 of the teams that are in front of you in that race to 4 are teams that you still have to play, are teams that you still have to play. You have Braswell tonight. You got Flower Mound in a few weeks in a rivalry game there. But you've still got Geyer next week. You've still got Coppell on your schedule as well. Those are games that won't be easy to win, but at least the opportunity is there to get ahead of that. Hebron played last night against Denton Geyer and got run off the field, basically. I mean, Geyer blew them out. So Geyer's sitting at 3-0 in the district, 4-2 on the season, and Hebron is now 1-2. So Hebron lost that game. So if you move into, even though they'll have the tiebreaker on you, if you win tonight, you move back into a tie with Hebron.
So and that makes you feel better than
a little bit
what you feel right now. And of course, it's homecoming. Homecoming is great for the fans and great for the folks that want to come back. But as Coach said to us, homecoming for the football team, all they can really do is win the game. That's their focus. So for tonight, the win's not just for them. It's for everyone that's coming back tonight. It's for all the fans that are going to be in the stands, and it's for Feeder to talk about at the dance.
Exactly.
Over the weekend.
This team has a job to do tonight to make homecoming better for everybody else.
Make it better for everybody else.
That's your job.
That's correct.
your job. All right, we're going to take a break here on Marcus Football Night, and when we come back, we will hear the thoughts of Marcus head coach Mike Alexander. This is the pregame show, and this is Marcus Football Night.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Orthopedic Associates, proud sponsors of Marcus High School football. Whether it's a game-winning touchdown or a fierce tackle, we're here to keep our athletes strong and in the game. From sports injuries to joint pain, our team of top orthopedic specialists is dedicated to providing the best care to keep you moving. Visit us at Orthopedic Associates, where your health is our victory.
Can you feel it? The paradigm shift. The rising intensity as the engines idle. Let the race begin. Fire up your appetite. Farm fresh beef, straight from the source, to our grill, and from the sea to your plate. All of our ingredients are fresh and made to order. Dine in today and taste the fast and furious difference. Order online or take it to go and fire up your appetite at F&F Japanese Grill.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on Marcus Football Night. Jacob Dedamore, Tim Smith here with you, and we are joined right now by Marcus head coach Mike Alexander. Coach, you had another tough one on Friday night. Similar, even though there was different circumstances to it, similar ending. What was your message to the guys in the locker room after that tough loss on Friday at home?
That the only opinions that matter right now are ours of ourselves. When you lose two games, two close games back to back, when you have a lead in the fourth quarter, everybody's going to have an opinion, and my message to our guys were everybody's entitled to an opinion, but not everybody's opinion counts the same. And the opinions that matter are the ones that are in this room. And we have decisions to make, just like everybody does in life, of how we're going to deal with adversity. And this is where I think leadership and coaching really comes into play, because the reality is that we still control our destiny. Now we got to tackle. I mean, there's no two ways around that. I mean, we got 5 games left, and in every game, we're going to have to play better defense than we did this previous week. And it starts with intensity and wanting to get to the ball and tackle and get off blocks. But we control it. We talked about this too, Jacob. We talked about what's true, what's false, and what's true is we can finish games. We have finished games. I mean, we had to close out in the opener against Keller. We know how to do it. We've done it before. What's true is offensively, we can't turn the ball over and get penalties that reduces our chances of scoring on drives. And then on defense, I mean, we have to play with a greater urgency against every opponent. It can't always be, we can't just show up and play our butts off against Louisville and think that that's good enough. I mean, Hebron, 2 years in a row, we have little to no intensity on the defensive side of the ball after having incredible intensity the week before against Louisville. I can't explain it. I don't understand it. I know it's my job as the coach to make sure that stuff doesn't happen. It didn't go unaddressed all week, I promise you that. We were doing everything we could to encourage our guys to be focused and locked in, and we still didn't go out and perform. So we got another opportunity this week, and as a coach, we're doing everything we can to increase the intensity of practices, to make sure we're focused more on getting a lot of people to the football and the style of how we play defense. So I'm excited to get back on the field and get another crack at this thing.
You brought up finishing, and that's where I wanted to go next, was because you've now had back-to-back weeks where you had a 2-score or more lead in the second half and weren't able to finish out that game to get the win. And you talked about the defense, but the offense also had its struggles in the second half of both of those games. So when it comes back to a process, both as a coach and relaying that to your players, what is the message and how do you get that across about trying to figure out a way to finish these ball games when you're in that situation?
Well, I think it goes back to what you got to, it's not even about just finishing. It's about doing the things that's required down in, down out every snap. I mean, I just said it. We cannot turn the ball over offensively. We can't get dumb penalties that set us back and decrease our chances of making first downs, which we did in the second half of the Hebron game. I mean, the score, I think, was 35-21, and we go fumble. We fumble at midfield and give them the ball back. There was another play in the third quarter where we got the ball 4th and goal, and it was a bad call on my part not to go for it. I should have gone for it, but with Cade being out, our big back, we probably, in retrospect, should have dialed something up a little different than just a downhill smash mouth football play on 4th and 1. That's not necessarily Carter Francis's game. That's Cade's game, but Cade didn't play last week, and that I own that. I should have called something different in that situation. I believe in our offensive line. They did their job. They had an unblocked safety. They had an extra hat, had an unblocked safety, and he stoned our running back at the 1-yard line. So, I mean, it is what it is. That's my fault. But at the time, I mean, we were up 35-14 maybe, or 35-21, I think. And, I mean, daggum, I don't regret going for it. But I got to do a better job of knowing our personnel and making a better call right there.
Well, Coach, as you prepared for Braswell this week and try to get over the hump, what are some of the matchups that you see might be a challenge for you, and where do you see some opportunities to have some success this week?
I think let's just talk offensively for the Marauders. They have two really exceptional pass rushers, maybe the best we've seen. So I think we got a challenge in protecting Colton. They, I know the score doesn't reflect it, but against Louisville, I mean, they gave Louisville some issues on defensively. They got after Louisville's quarterback. They sacked him a handful of times. So we got our hands full in protecting Colton. The thing that I think we do have some advantages is, in the run game, I think they're not the biggest of defensive linemen. So I think we can, move them a little bit. I think we should be able to run the ball a little bit on them. And then if we can protect Colton, I don't think that they can completely shut our passing game down with their secondary. So I think they're good on defense, but there's some areas where I think we can take advantage and move the ball in those ways. On the other side, it's tough. They offensively, from week to week, you really don't know what you're going to get from Braswell. They do a lot of different things, and they kind of have a flavor of the week. If you look back at all their games, they have a different scheme that they're going to major in. Some weeks it's zone scheme, some weeks it's gap scheme in the run game. And they kind of pick a play every week. And so it's going to be figuring out what their plan is against us and making sure that we can adjust on the sideline and make sure that we can stop it because it's going to be that all night. Like that's kind of how they've been throughout the year.
Lastly, Mike, this is homecoming week for everyone at Marcus. What does a week like this provide for the team, and how do you guys as a coaching staff kind of manage being able to not only celebrate but also focus in on the job at hand?
Um, we so I talk to all of our teams all the time about this, and homecoming is for the people that don't play football, in my opinion. We have one responsibility on Friday night, and that's to make sure that our fans enjoy the game and win the game. That's our job. Now, after the game, I'm sure our guys are going to go to the dance and have fun and do all that stuff, and that's great. But we have one primary job, and that is to put on a show and make sure that the alumni at Marcus have pride in what they're watching and enjoy the game, and you do that by winning. So that's how I've always approached homecoming. We're going to show up to the carnival, we're going to show up to the pep rally, and we're going to smile and wave, but all the while, hopefully our guys, get the message and know that how we contribute to homecoming is by winning.
Well, hopefully the contribution will be exactly that, and we're looking forward to a fun homecoming game here tonight.
All right, appreciate it, guys.
That is Marcus head coach Mike Alexander. We'll be back with more of the pregame show. This is Marcus Football Night.
So then I told him I'd like to see what he had to offer. I told him it wasn't really about the money. You know what, it's not, but clogged drains interrupt your day. Did you know they can also be a stinky health hazard that causes waste to back up into your home? That smell is me? We can help. Now that's an offer you can't pass up. Back in my day, drains were called buckets.
Because you didn't have plumbing. I get it.
Welcome back to Marauder Stadium here on the campus of Marcus High School. Jacob Denimore and Tim Smith here with you tonight. This is the pregame show here on Marcus Football Night. And right now, as we get close to game time here on homecoming night here at Marcus High School, it is time for the 3 keys to the game. For those 3 keys, I send you to my broadcast partner, Tim Smith.
Well, I appreciate that, Jacob. I'm not sure if our producer got the 3 keys from my text this week, so you may not see any of them on screen, unfortunately, but let's get started. The first one is going to come right from Coach Alexander. Tackle. We have to tackle tonight. So many missed tackles last night. Oh, they are on the
Look at it.
Look at that. You have to tackle. Tackling
kind of one of the key fundamentals of the game.
Yeah. Football. Yeah. And we've been talking about this really all season long.
That's
so
not even a key to the game. That's a fundamental of the game.
There you go. The next up is going to be O-line. When we asked about matchups this week, Coach thinks that the O-line can really do work tonight, and there's a matchup there for them that they can take advantage of. So O-line, show up and show out. Protect the quarterback, but more importantly, get that run game going. I think McKnight might be back tonight.
Yes, Cade McKnight is back. After missing last week, he had a shin contusion that kept him out last week.
That. So you're going to have your 1-2 punch all night long. So offensive line tonight, go do work, pancakes all over the place. Then finally, something that we talked about, they haven't done in the last couple of weeks, finish the ball game, play 4 good quarters of football, and come out here with some confidence and back on track for your season.
Yeah, it's going to be all those things tonight, and I think that last one to me is the most important. Finishing the game. As Mike said in a pregame interview, it's not that they don't know how to finish games, because they've done it. They did it against Keller in a game in the season opener. You know, had the rain delay up at Keller ISD Stadium, so it started like 90 minutes late. It was a back-and-forth football game. Everybody was still kind of feeling things out in a season opener like you do at the high school level. But Marcus found a way to finish that game. They kept a very scrappy Keller Indians team at arm's length and found a way to finish that game. They didn't do that last week against, in my opinion, a very similar type of football team in Hebron. I mean, think about it. Hebron and Keller, from what we saw, 2 very similar football teams in style, in the athletes they had, all of that. And Marcus just could not find a way to finish the game last week, and they've got to find a way to do that. And it's not just tonight, it's the rest of the season, because if you want to get back into the playoffs, you've got to finish these games.
Yeah, give some credit now to Hebron. They did come out and they did what they had to do. Brady Brock really played a great game last week. I mean, he was really efficient. He was athletic. By the way, trained by my good friend and QB Huddle podcast co-host Brandon Newey.
Shameless self-promotion? Shameless self-promotion.
A little bit, but hey, congrats. Shout out to Brandon. He trains a lot of the top quarterbacks here in the area, and he really put on a show last week. I heard last night, maybe not the same type of show for Hebron, but, you know, a lot of that was contributed to Marcus. When you blow a 21-point lead, that's a fault of everyone. You can't, there's not one play you can look at. It's just everybody had a piece of that, and tonight they've got to get that fixed.
And that is one thing you brought up. You said, you got to give credit to Hebron, and you do, for what they were able to do last week and coming back. But in order to come back from a 21 points down in the second half, you have to have help from the other team.
A little bit of help.
And Marcus helped them last week
Absolutely.
In that comeback. And to Hebron's credit, they took advantage of the help that they were given. That is what Marcus needs to get rid of tonight. They're on the field right now doing the coin toss. You can see the players out there. Tonight you have Easton Mitchell, Bradley Umi Izioki, Colton Nussmeyer, and Rhett Harmon as your captains doing the coin toss.
Rhett Harmon towering over everyone.
He's a big old boy. He's a big old boy. And right now, let's go ahead, while they're doing the coin toss, let's go ahead and give you the starting lineups for the Marcus Marauders. And we'll start on that offensive side of the ball with the big men up front. And left to right across your offensive line, you have Frank Adams, number 77, number 58, Jimmy Graham at left guard. They're both seniors. Junior, number 52, Grant Gager at center. And the two seniors on the right side, number 65, Matthew Wallet, and number 75, one of the captains tonight, Rhett Harmon. In the backfield for the Marcus Marauders, in the skill positions, I should say, what we have is you have Colton Nussmeyer, the junior quarterback, the all-world quarterback who's being recruited by so many Power 4 schools. Cade McKnight back in the starting lineup tonight, number 7 at running back. The big H, the H-back and tight end Gavin Huffman, and of course the slot receiver Austin Allen. Both of them seniors, and Cade McKnight is senior as well. The other wide receivers tonight for the Marcus Marauders, you have Jamison Mayfield on one side, you have the big man Luke Susko on the other, Jamison Mayfield, a junior, Luke Susko, a senior, and the sophomore tight end, Bear Kogler. For the defense for the Marcus Marauders tonight, a man they missed last week at the anchor end, number 33, Will Harrison, who was out last week due to illness. He is back tonight. They definitely missed his presence on the field last week. Tanasi Jager is the nose tackle. They're both seniors, and of course the junior defensive end, number 99, Liam Hoskins. At the linebacker position, in the middle, the junior, number 21, Gage Patrick. Will Schott, the junior, is going to be playing the weak side linebacker, number 15. And senior, number 14, Ryan San Miguel, will be playing the strong side linebacker for this Marcus Marauder defense. Going to be incumbent upon those guys to do a better job tonight of tackling in space. In the secondary for the Marcus Marauders, your two starting cornerbacks are Bradley Umi Izioki, number 5, number 16, Jake Torgerson, both seniors. The Rover, Easton Mitchell, the Freak, Brady Moore, number 4 and number 20, respectively, the seniors. They have been the two big playmakers on this defense this year. And at the bandit position, junior, number 17, Evan Sachs. Those are the starting lineups for the Marcus Marauders as they have done the coin toss. What did we get off the coin toss,
Well, the Marauders won the toss. They had the FERT, and they will kick off.
All right,
to Braswell.
So that defense will be starting on the field. And as the Marauders line up, let's go ahead and take it down. I think we're about ready for the national anthem. Up there, they haven't presented the colors yet. Let us tell you a little bit about the Braswell Bengals. We don't have it too deep for them tonight, but we do have some of their better players. Starting at quarterback is going to be Braden Mansell, number 12. He is a senior, returning starting quarterback, completing 64% of his passes, 197 yards passing, a touchdown and a pick in 4 games this year. Leading rusher for the Braswell Bengals is Makai Jackson. He's got 109, excuse me, I was looking at the receiving numbers, my apologies. The leading rusher is Zahir Trufant. He's got 145 yards and a touchdown on the season, averaging 3.8 yards a carry. He's a junior. You'll see him wearing number 0 tonight. He will be partnered up in the backfield with Chris Lark, number 9, who is a freshman on this team. Chris Lark, 20 carries, 93 yards, and a touchdown. And Dravion Moore is the other man you may see toting the rock, occasionally number 20. He is a junior, 20 carries for 60 yards and a score. And at this time, we're going to take you down to the public address announcer for our national anthem.
Under the direction of Red Service and Landon Bradley.
Excellent job by members of the Marcus High School Choir on the national anthem. A couple of more players to mention on that offense. I was starting to mention the rushing and started to run off receiving names. one of the big receivers, the leading receiver, I should say, for this Braswell Bengals group is Mekhi Jackson. 7 catches, 109 yards on the season. The 1 touchdown this year has gone to Chris Johnson. This is an offense that has struggled this year to put up points, Tim. Again, when you have a 1-3 record, that will happen, but that's what we're going to be looking for tonight here on the field as we get ready to start things off.
Beautiful night here. You look at the sky. We've got about 3-4 different shades of color. It's about low 80s, going to be dropping to the mid 70s, I imagine, during the game. Perfect night for football. Perfect night for Marcus to get back on track. We've got a full crowd, homecoming. It's a buzz out there. Looking for a big night tonight.
It's going to be 82 degrees here at kickoff.
82.
Mm-hmm. But you're right, Tim. It'll cool down into the upper 70s as the sun starts to go down here in Flower Mound. And we're about ready to get underway here from Marauder Stadium on this homecoming night here with the Marcus Marauders taking on the Braswell Bengals. Jacob Dedamore, Tim Smith here with you. Happy to bring you this game tonight on a Texas OU weekend here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex.
Oh, it's a big weekend, Jacob. I know
Yes,
you'll
it
be at
is.
the game tomorrow. You are excited.
Santiago Diaz kicks it off, and it will be to the 2-yard line. It is returnable up the middle, going to the far side, out past the 20, 25, 30, and out to the 35, out to the 36 is number 3, and I don't have a number 3 on a name on number 3 on the roster, but number 3 for the Bengals returned it out to the 36. That's a 34-yard return, and Braswell starts in good territory here.
Yeah, that's a really nice return to start off the game. It's good for Marcus, I think, that they're starting off defensively because so much onus is on them to tackle tonight and really set the tone. So I like seeing the defense come out first and get a chance to set this game up right.
Liam Hoskins and Brady Moore lead this team in tackles for loss this year, 4 each. And Braswell's coming out in a 4-wide spread. 3 receivers on the bottom side of the formation. Snap back, play action, and a quarterback draw up the middle. And there's Will Harrison returning to the lineup this week and immediately makes his presence known as he makes the stop on the quarterback right at the line of scrimmage for no gain. And that was actually number 14, Dyshawn Germain, who was in the lineup to start this game at quarterback tonight. Germain, 10 of 19 on the season, 61 yards passing.
Talk about tackling. I mean, Will Harrison, out a week ago, comes in here and just lays a wallop on the quarterback on the first play.
Handoff on second down and room to run across the over right tackle, and it's going to be a 10-yard gain and a first down for Zahir Trufant, the junior running back, number 0, and he moves the chains.
This offense is going to run through Trufant if they're going to have any sort of success.
And tempo running now, but a false start is going to back them up 5 yards. They're trying to run some tempo. As I said, starting this possession tonight is Dyshawn Germain, the junior, number 14 at quarterback. And he is out there. Like I said, we don't have a 2-deep roster tonight. He is out there with number 19, Anthony Rivera, junior wide receiver. Number 15, Carson Newman, also a junior wide receiver. Number 17, Greg Toon, the sophomore tight end. And on first and 15, Liam Hoskins getting in the backfield on a zone read keeper and drops the running back Trufant for a loss of 3 yards back to the 38.
You love seeing Liam Hoskins get involved in the game that early. He's really a guy that has been all over the field the last couple of years, right? We've seen him make some big contributions. Nice to see him get in there and make a huge tackle so early in this game.
Nice TFL, 3-yard loss on the play. It's going to make it 2nd and 18 back at the Braswell 38-yard line. They have 2 receivers stacked on the bottom side of the formation here on the screen. Snap back, and they're going to fire one deep down the middle of the field, and that is going to be intercepted. That pass was overthrown as the quarterback, Germain, was trying to hit Christian Bourgeois, his junior tight end, and just floated it too far down the middle of the field, and it was intercepted by number 4, senior Easton Mitchell.
Well, and he had Bourgeois open earlier in the route. right as he crosses the linebackers. You can't see it here, but he's wide open. But what does the quarterback do is he throws it about 20 yards past where the tight end is trying to settle in, and then it's just easy interception for Easton Mitchell. He sees the ball, just plays center field, and goes and gets it.
That is Easton Mitchell's team-leading third interception of the season for the Marauder defense, and unfortunately we have a player down, and it looks like Liam Hoskins is the Marauder that is down back inside the 30-yard line where he was trying to get some pressure on the quarterback, and he's down back behind the play, and the trainers are now attending to him, and looks like he's getting up. Looks like he may be okay. And coming off under his own power, which is a good sign. Very important member of this defense. The two defensive ends really, at least as far as the front, the defensive front, linebackers and linemen for Marcus, it really is powered by Will Harrison and Liam Hoskins.
Yeah, and they really have to try to keep those offensive line from the linebackers, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's their job, is to eat up those offensive linemen, keep them off the linebackers so that run game can't go crazy.
So the Marcus offense will now step onto the field with Colton Nussmeyer in the shotgun and Cade McKnight back in the lineup this week, offset to his left side, coming out in a 2-wide, 2-tight end set here with twins to the bottom side. And it's going to be a handoff to McKnight, and he's got room, gets over the left tackle, and he's into the open field, gets brought down from behind, but not before he gets 14 yards out to the 44 as that drive started on the 30 after the interception.
A little rumbling, bumbling right off the bat. He comes up a little gimpy, does McKnight. Hope he's okay. He's kind of shaking his head a little bit. He's going to come out of the game. But really good job on that left side of the offensive line. All you saw was the offensive line moving the defensive line backwards. Beautiful thing to see.
Well, again, he's coming back from a shin injury last week, so that may be something you have to manage. Handoff on first down to Carter Francis, and he gets hit right at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Francis had a huge game last week against Hebron, and really stepped up in the absence of McKnight. The only negative for him was that goal line stand that Hebron had where he just couldn't punch it in on 3 straight carries. But other than that, he had a fantastic night carrying the football for the Marauders.
He did 2 real explosive plays in the early part of that game last week.
2nd and 10 now at the 44. Shotgun snap back. And a pass to the far side. That pass is caught in Braswell territory. It is the big senior wide receiver Luke Susko at the 40-yard line. That'll be a 16-yard gain and a first down.
They've got a double out combination route. You've got a deep out with a short out. And he's real patient as Nussmeyer to let the defense come up on the shorter route, as that's where he looks first, and then he comes back to the deeper route guy in Susko to get that completion downfield. Beautiful job by Nussmeyer of using his eyes to bring the defenders down.
Susko had by far his best game of the season last week against Hebron as well. Little quick bubble screen out to Austin Allen, gets by one tackle and then gets dragged down and out of bounds from behind. But inside the 30, that's going to be at the 27, a gain of 13. He was brought down by Jalen Hudson, the senior DB, number 27.
And Austin Allen, he's been the spark plug of this team. He's been the one that they've looked to when they needed that big spark. He's done it for them all year. Nice little screen pass, get him involved early. You can see the ball's getting spread around to all the playmakers on this offense.
Yeah, with the emergence of Susko last week especially, he's got 3 solid receiving options now, does Nussmeyer. Snap back to Nussmeyer, drops back, fires over the middle. Actually, that was to the near side. I misread that. We're going to get a flag, though, for pass interference. He was trying to hit his tight end, Bear Kogler, on a deep corner route, and Kogler got grabbed from behind.
Well, I tell you, I wish he would have gone to the middle because Mayfield was wide open on that post route. That's probably why you thought that's where he was going. It's where he should have gone. But I think you're right. It's going to be a pass interference here, and the Marauders will move up.
Yeah, and I believe it was number 21, Emmanuel Fuller, the sophomore DB, who grabbed some jersey of Bear Kogler as he was going to try and get to that corner route. So that'll move half the distance to the goal, which puts it down just outside the 12-yard line, where it will be 1st and 10 after the penalty. Opening possession for the Marauders after the interception by Easton Mitchell on the Braswell possession to start the game. Snap back, handoff to Carter Francis. Just kind of lowers his head, maybe gets a yard. Actually, they're just going to mark it right at the line of scrimmage. Not much of a hole there. Would have liked to see Francis maybe cut a little bit to the inside on the left, and I think there was a hole.
Yeah, I mean, Francis is behind the fullback. The fullback goes just left of the guard and opens up a little bit of a crease. I'd like to see you follow your fullback, like you say, but I don't play running back. Easy for me to see that from up here.
Yep. 2nd and 10 now for the Marauders. And they're going to go empty, at least to start this formation. 7:45 and counting here in the first. Receiver comes in motion, and it's going to be just a quarterback draw, and the Braswell defense was all over that. They were watching Colton Nussmeier from the jump as you had number 2, Carter Francis, who was lined up outside coming in motion, and it was kind of a courtesy fake to him as he crossed in front. That was just a straight quarterback run, but give the Braswell defense credit.
And Braswell's in a man defense there, but they are watching Nussmeier. As you said, they had a spy on him just to make sure, and they crashed very, very quickly. You don't want to let Nussmeier run on you, but he can.
3rd and 10 now, just outside the 12. Francis in the shotgun with Nussmeier. 3 receivers up top. Snap back. And Nussmeier fires towards the end zone, and it's caught for the touchdown. Luke Susko, that was just a back shoulder fade that really didn't get to the back shoulder, but Susko just turned around and in true basketball style just boxed out the defender, made the grab in single coverage, and the Marauders are on the board.
Yeah, got away with that. Didn't get away with that a week ago with Creighton, who was very athletic, very good corner. This time he's able to get the one-on-one coverage, and like you say, just body him out. I'd still like to see that ball a little bit higher in the air, but hey, that's a great job. Great drive to start this game off.
The extra point from Santiago Diaz, the junior kicker, is up and good, and with 6:53 to go here in the first quarter, the Marauders have taken a 7-0 lead. Jacob Dettamore, Tim Smith here with you. We'll be back. This is Marcus Football Night.
At Texas Best Fence and Patio, we specialize in transforming your backyard into a personal retreat. Whether it's a custom wood fence, composite deck, or a cozy outdoor living space, our expert team brings your vision to life with quality craftsmanship. Ready to upgrade your outdoor space? Visit TexasBestFence.com for a free estimate, where your backyard dreams become a reality.
The Marauders take their first possession of the ball game after the interception by Easton Mitchell, and they go 70 yards. The drive finished off with a 12-yard touchdown pass from Colton Nussmeier to the big 6'6" wide receiver Luke Susko, and the Marauders lead 7-0. This time Diaz goes with the pooch kick, and it hits and rolls back towards the end zone and into the end zone where the touchback will be called. I tell you what, Braswell took a chance there because that ball started to die and almost kicked up before it got into the end zone. But Braswell will start at the 25-yard line. That touchdown pass, by the way, from Nussmeier was touchdown pass number 9 on the season for him. It was touchdown catch number 4 for Luke Susko as they get things started the right way for the Marcus Marauders.
And Luke Susko is really emerging week in and week out. It's just getting better and better. Remember, they just found him on the basketball court a few months ago.
And that's what I was talking about. His emergence last week, really with Austin Allen out of the slot and Jamison Mayfield on the outside, gives him really 3 good, solid receivers at all positions.
Well, plus the tight end.
Yes, and first down, a run to the outside is getting the corner is Zahir Trufant, breaks a tackle and gets out to the 35 for another gain of 10 and a first down.
Trufant is the workhorse for this football team, and that time he's able to get to the edge. And why is that? Well, we take a bad angle there.
Oh, wait, that's not number 0. My apologies. That's number 9, Chris Lark, the freshman running back, as they were running a little bit of wildcat on this play.
And he got Brady Moore. Brady Moore was just a little bit too far inside and got him on the angle, was able to get to the corner.
Yep. He faked a little jet sweep action to Andravion Moore, number 20, and went around the off right tackle around the corner. Snap back on second down, and they give it to Moore, and he gets barely around the edge, gets about 2 yards to the 37 before he gets forced out of bounds. As again, right now they're going with Lark. Lark is listed as a freshman. He is listed as a running back / quarterback. So they're using him as the quarterback here to start this possession. And running some wildcat with him and his backfield mate, junior running back number 20, Andravion Moore.
Odd to change your quarterback this early in the football game and go to a whole new type of offense, but
well, you notice we haven't seen Braden Mansell, who's the leading passer on this team. They started the game with junior Dyshawn Germain.
And you wonder if he's hurt?
It could be that. So they could be kind of going back and forth trying to figure out who they're going to get to run this offense right now. They go empty here on 2nd and 8. Moore comes in motion and whistles blow. I thought whistles were blowing.
They did.
Yeah, I thought I heard whistles blow before the start of that play. At a delay a game. Okay. I didn't see any flags come out, but I heard whistles.
Yeah, so the freshman's back there. He's trying to do some stuff. He's bringing a guy in motion just a little bit late. I don't think there's a pass threat here. There could be. There's no film, right? They haven't seen him back there playing in this spot. So do they know that he can throw? I don't know, but I see a lot of guys around the line of scrimmage. It looks like they're pretty certain that he's going to be running.
So a 5-yard penalty for a delay a game moves it back to the 32, 2nd and 13. And again, Moore comes in motion. Courtesy fake, and then up the middle goes the freshman. Now he's getting forced backwards, and he's going to get dropped for a big loss. As that time, coming in to make the tackle for the Marauders was number 9, Noah Witter, the senior defensive back, as freshman made a freshman mistake there. Instead of just trying to get what he could get, just kept going backwards trying to get away and spinning out of tackles and just kept losing more yards.
Yeah, I mean, 3 missed tackles on this. That's not going to make Coach happy, but then you finish it up right here. Don't let him get to that sideline. Nice job there by Witter to come up and clean up that play, but 3 missed tackles on that one play.
Lark ended up losing 5 yards on the play, and now it's 3rd and 20. Back at the 27-yard line. They go empty as the running back Moore comes out. They're throwing a little screen, and the Marauders are all over it that time. Making the big hit was number 21, Gage Patrick, the linebacker, as they had, I think that was Zahir Trufant lined up outside, and I can't tell if it was a 0 or 8. It might have been Christian Bourgeois, the tight end. It was either 0 or 8. They tried to have him come inside for a slip screen, and the Marauders were all over it.
Yeah, interesting play because they also had a bubble screen running, so it was almost like an option, but one of the defenders for the Marauders ran right to the bubble screen, so that wasn't there. And I'll tell you, the second one wasn't there either because that guy got lit up.
Only got 2 yards on that play, and this punt from Braswell is not a good one, but they get a decent roll out of it, and it's going to roll into Marcus territory and die at the 45-yard line. So it ends up being an okay punt, about, let's see, we'll call that 28 yards on the punt, and the Marauders will start in very good field position, already up 7-0.
I can't complain about this field position or the way this game is starting. Exactly what Marcus envisioned and what they needed tonight.
So the Marauders coming back out. 4:08 to go here in quarter number 1. Jacob Dedamore, Tim Smith here with you, Champion Sports Radio and Tradio, as the Marauders here on homecoming night at Marcus High School. And it will be Carter Francis out again. Cade McKnight does have his helmet on. He's on the bench. He might be trying to work out that shin a little bit after the one carry he had. Little pop pass to Austin Allen. Breaks a tackle, gets around the corner, and gets across midfield to the Braswell 49 for a gain of 6. Great effort there by Allen.
Yeah, there's nothing there when he gets the ball. Yeah. Absolutely nothing there, and that was just speed to the corner and just determination, right? He gets away from the first defender that's 5 yards in the backfield, and then he just has to go, put on the turbos, make a little cut there, run a guy over. Wow, that's a lot of work for 6 yards.
The defensive end, junior defensive end, Ivory Marshall, number 11, read that well, but Allen just kind of slapped his hands away and then outran him. Gain of 6, 2nd and 4. Be a handoff to McKnight, who's back in the game. He gets past the line, kind of drives through a tackler, and gets down to the 47 for a gain of 2 to set up 3rd and short.
Yeah, a couple of yards there, but you're staying ahead of the chains. Good to see McKnight back in there and getting some work.
So it'll be 3rd and short for the Marauders here on their second possession. Trying to give you numbers on these Braswell players as we pop up. This time Nussmeier will go under center as they go with a big formation on 3rd down, and it'll be a handoff to McKnight, and he busts through. Easy first down inside the 40, down to the 37. A gain of 10 yards and make it 11 to the 36, and we'll move the chains.
That is a great job by that interior line because everybody came up in the box expecting run. A lot of times when Nussmeier does go under center on 3rd and shorts, they're going to run the football. But the O-line just absolutely abusing the defensive front for Braswell and opening up a massive hole.
So 1st and 10 now for Marcus. Braswell 37-yard line. Carter Francis goes in motion out of the backfield, so now they go empty here on 1st and 10. Nussmeier takes the snap, throws it to the far side. Pass is caught by Mayfield. Spinning out of a tackle, still on his feet, but doesn't really get much more yards. He got corralled right there. Still going to be a gain of 8 there on 1st down, but a nice job that time by the defender. I believe that was number 21, Emmanuel Fuller, the sophomore DB, who made the tackle.
It could be a long night for this Braswell defense if they don't come out of this man coverage, but there is a late flag that was thrown towards the end of this play.
And they are moving back. And we've got a personal foul against Marcus for hands to the face. That's what Coach was talking about, Coach Alexander talking about in our pregame interview. You know, the biggest issue he's been having so far with the big guys up front on the offensive line is committing some penalties. And somebody got a hand up in the face of one of the defenders that time. And that erases an 8-yard gain and moves them back 15 yards to the Marcus 49.
Self-inflicted mistakes have really hurt them all season long. And you'd hope tonight that they can maybe put some of that to rest.
So 1st and 25 now for the Marauders. Snap back to Nussmeier out of the shotgun. He's going to fire one, and that pass is dropped. He had it right in the hands of Bear Kogler, and would have been inside the 35. He had a little bit of room to run, too. That would have been a huge gain, probably at least to the 30. And that seems to happen to the young sophomore tight end about once a game.
Once a game, and Coach told us he'd like to see it get out of the way quickly.
Okay,
early
so,
in the game.
So he got
out of the way.
Okay.
It got out of the way early. They went into a zone, did Braswell that time, and Kogler was able to find just kind of an opening on that outside corner of the zone. Just got to hold on to the football.
2nd down now. Francis goes in motion out of the backfield. Snap back to Nussmeier. He's going to fire one over the middle. That was caught by Mayfield inside the 40 and down near the 35. That's going to be a gain of at least 15. I think they're going to give him the 35, so a gain of 16. Nice gain on 2nd down. Still 3rd and long, but sets up 3rd and 9.
These receivers are really, really good against the zone. They are excellent at finding open opportunities, and Nussmeier typically knows exactly where they're going to be. He just sits down right there in the wide open part of the zone and then gets a little bit of yak to make a 3rd and manageable considering where they were.
Traditional 4-wide set here on 3rd down for the Marauders with Francis in the backfield. Shotgun snap back to Nussmeier. Moving to his right. Pass is caught inside the 20, down to the 15. Kogler that time made the grab as he found a good spot in the zone. Moves the chains as he gets a gain of 21 yards down to the 15-yard line.
Well, one thing we know about Kogler, he is going to catch about 5 to 7 balls a game as well. And again, they're in the zone as Braswell, and the tight end's just eating up that zone. You love it. Nussmeier great against the zone. So now it's, what do? You're in man, you're getting beat. You're in zone, you're getting tore up. They're back in man.
Cade McKnight in at tailback here for 1st and 10 at the 15, and they're going to give it to him. Going off over right guard. He'll get inside the 15 down to about the 12 before he gets brought down by a couple of Marauder defenders. In on the tackle that time was number 11, Ivory Marshall, the junior defensive end, as well as number 90, Martin Guidry, the senior defensive tackle.
Well, that's why they were in man. They loaded up that box expecting to run on that play. Look for a little play action to come off of that at some point.
Down to 20 seconds to go here in quarter number 1. This should be the final play of the first half.
I'm losing my play-by-play guy.
2nd down. Firing into the end zone, and that pass is incomplete. Oh, Bear Kogler almost made a fantastic grab as that pass was just a little bit out in front of him, and he almost made a one-handed snag.
Yeah, just not enough air. Once again, a little bit of a line drive there, and just out of his reach. It looks like he had touched it at least with a finger or two. Let's see if he gets both hands on it.
Nope.
Oh, that would have been
one.
That would have been an incredible catch.
You know, he put it out in front where he should put it, but it was just, you're talking like 6 inches, a little too much out in front, very close. Kogler almost made the catch. 3rd and 7 now for the Marauders. Snap back to Nussmeier. He's going to fire over the middle, and it is incomplete. He was trying to hit Mayfield that time on a slant. Mayfield was looking for a flag. He thought he got grabbed, but the pass falls incomplete.
I thought he did too. He also had Kogler coming underneath wide open, but I don't think he wanted to go back to that well on this drive, so he tries to give Mayfield a shot, who also is open on the slant and had position. But I do think there was a little bit of extra contact there before the ball showed up.
So that'll set up a field goal try for Santiago Diaz. This will be from 39 yards out. Snap is down. The kick is on the way, and the kick is good. So, with 2 seconds left to go here in quarter number 1, the Marauders now have a 2-score lead as Santiago Diaz boots one in from 39 yards out is now 10-0 Marcus here on homecoming night. We'll go ahead and keep it here. There's only a couple of seconds left in the quarter. Nice solid drive there. Could have been more. Just missed a couple of plays that would have punched that into the end zone, but still a good solid drive for the second possession of the night for the Marauders.
Well, I look back at the penalty, and that kind of takes away a little bit of the momentum that they had on offense. They were able to fight back, but you expel a lot of energy when you're trying to fight back from a penalty like that and get all those yards back. So good job to stay the course and still get 3 points.
That was Diaz's surprisingly only his second field goal of the year. He was 1 of 2 coming in. He's now 2 of 3 on the season, and that is a season long, as that one was no, not a season long. That was 29 yards, not 39, as I said a few moments ago. 29 yards out. So his second field goal of the season gives Marcus a 10-0 lead as they line things up here for the kickoff.
This play should end the quarter, you would think, unless it's a touchback.
And Diaz will do the high, short pooch kick again. And this is going to be fumbled at the 19 and picked up, and an attempted return, and actually fighting his way through out to about the 27-yard line for a return of 8 yards. That is number 21, Emmanuel Fuller, on the return that time, and that does end the first quarter. We go to quarter number 2 here from Marauder Stadium on homecoming night. Marcus leads Braswell 10-0. This is Marcus football night.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact Mike Bean for your personal price plan today.
Back here at Marauder Stadium for quarter number 2. Jacob Dedamore, Tim Smith here with you on Champion Sports Radio and Radio. And the Braswell Bengals will start this next possession at their own 27-yard line after the kickoff. Shotgun snap back, quick little slip screen to the far side, and kind of spinning forward for a gain of about 2 is the wide receiver. That would be number 19, Anthony Rivera, the junior. Back in at quarterback for this possession is Dyshawn Germain, as they've alternated now, has Braswell.
And they keep the freshman in at tailback.
Yep. Stacked receivers to the bottom, single receiver up top. Shotgun snap back, handoff to the freshman. He dances through, gets tackled around the feet, but not before he gets to the 37-yard line, and gain of 8 will move the chains.
A little bit more traditional that time, just a little bit, just a little handoff right off left guard. And nice little squeeze through.
That freshman, by the way, as we mentioned earlier, is Chris Lark. Little going tempo and a big heave and through the hands of his wide receiver. That was number 19, Anthony Rivera, who had gotten behind the defender. I think was that Bradley. That was Noah Witter on the coverage. And I'm telling you, the quarterback, number 14, Jermaine, took a shot as he was releasing that ball, but he got it out there, and his receiver just dropped it.
Well, Jermaine dropped it in the bucket, and then the ball was dropped. You got to catch that one. Good speed to get open, but not able to complete the catch.
2nd and 10 now. It'll be a handoff, and spinning through a tackle out to the 44. Nice strong run that time by the freshman, number 9, Chris Lark. We've seen him use that spin move a couple of times now. As soon as he feels contact, he kind of tries to spin and get loose.
And I didn't see who the number was, but there was a torpedo linebacker coming through to make a big hit when he spun and got out of it. And that time, not going to happen.
And a big hit in the backfield that time as Liam Hoskins hits the freshman Lark in the backfield after the 7-yard gain on first down. It's going to be a 2-yard loss on second down as Liam Hoskins plasters him for a loss.
He sure does. He comes right through completely unblocked. It just lays the wood down on the freshman. Welcome to Friday Night Lights in Texas.
Yeah, and that's going to be a third down stop for this Marcus defense, as it was 3rd and 3, and a great hit by Liam Hoskins will force the punt for the Braswell Bengals.
It's good to see Liam back out after he had come off the field. still looked like he was a tad gimpy, but able to make plays.
And this is not a good punt off the side of the foot and out of bounds over the Marcus bench. And the punter in this case is number 81, Sebastian Flores. And let's see where they mark this. It's a that thing went so far out of bounds, it's a straight guess. They're going to mark it at the Marcus 48-yard line, so it's only going to be a 10-yard punt.
Wow, huge mistake there for Braswell. You can't get another series of first down, so you have to punt. That's okay. You really have a chance to flip field position, but a 10-yard punt, that's not going to get it done.
No, so Marcus again will have the ball up near midfield to get things started on this next possession at the 48-yard line. As Nussmeier will go under center here for the first play. Carter Francis is the tailback. Play action. Nussmeier drops back, and he's going to fire deep down the middle of the field and through the hands. And there was a massive pass interference that was missed that time, as we could see the jersey of number 11, Gabe Rose, the senior wide receiver, getting pulled from behind as he tried to go get that ball. Not really sure what the two officials tracking that play were watching.
That was 100 interference. Great play action fake here. Both running backs able to pick up a block there in the backfield. Nussmeier, look at that throw. Beautiful rainbow. What air. I mean, there's the
yeah.
hole, clear as day.
Yeah, he had
the referee has no desire to throw the flag for some reason.
He had Gabe Rose open, and that looked like it was on its way to being 6, but Braswell got away with one. Trips bunch formation. Pass is caught by Austin Allen, but he is going to get blasted behind the line, as fighting through a block that time was number 24, Isaiah Broadway, the junior defensive back, as Roman Katab just couldn't get his block that time on the bubble screen.
Well, that, and you had Austin Allen. He had to turn around to catch the ball. You don't want to throw those screens on that back shoulder. You want them to be running towards the ball.
Right.
And when the receiver has to turn around backwards to try to catch the ball, that play's normally going to be dead.
Ends up being a loss of 6. Yeah, you're right. That was not a good effort that time by Nussmeier as he threw that behind his receiver. 3rd and 16 now for the Marauders. Snap back. And Nussmeier's going to spin out of attempted sack, rolling to his left. He's going to fire one towards the sideline, and it's just out of the reach of Austin Allen and then falls just in front of the feet of Bear Kogler. Either one of them catches it. It would have been a first down, but Nussmeier I think he was trying to hit Austin Allen, just put a little too much mustard on it.
I'm wondering. I think he was trying to hit Kogler, and Austin Allen thought it was for him and tried to jump up and get it based on the conversation that they were having coming off the field. But it could be that he overshot him a little bit as well, and he was apologizing for that. Who knows? But you don't like to see a drive like that when they had a chance to really pull away in this one.
Bear Kogler on to punt for the first time tonight. He'll get this one away. It's a bit of a line drive, but decent distance, and it gets a good bounce, and it's going to roll inside the 10, down to the 5, and that is where it will die. Best effort of the season punting for Bear Kogler, as he boots that one 53 yards.
As good as it gets for the multifaceted Kogler, who tight end, good blocker, good pass catcher, also a good punter.
Mark it at the 50, but make it a 52-yard punt as they mark it at the 6. Either way, got a decent punt and then got a great roll, and the Tigers from Braswell are pinned at their own 6-yard line.
They are. What offense will they come out in? Traditional? Or will they have the freshman at quarterback and Wildcat again?
Looks like they've got Jermaine out there at quarterback to at least start this possession, number 14, but they do have the freshman, Lark, behind him at tailback at the pistol. And they will hand it to Lark, and he's getting to the open field. He is turning on the Jets, and he may take this to the house. Trying to angle him off is Noah Witter, but he is not going to be able to do it. And the speedy freshman, number 9, Chris Lark, goes 94 yards. Oh, never mind. That was number 0. My fault. Again, these numbers are hard to read for Braswell. That was Zahir Trufant, the junior tailback, as he got past that initial line, and there was nobody behind him, and he just took that 94 yards to the house.
Yeah, and I don't even know you can blame tackling on this because no one even touches him. You can blame bad angles, but really good job up front for Braswell getting that hole open, and then it's just speed for Trufant, who runs away from everybody.
Yeah, and I think you can also look at your guys like Evan Sachs, number 17, Easton Mitchell, just cheating up too close to the line on that first down play, and that left nobody home to make a potential tackle downfield.
So now a drive that stalls out due to just some inefficiencies becomes a real problem when Braswell breaks off a 94-yard touchdown run.
Nice job by the holder for Braswell corralling that snap, and the kick is up, and it is good. 8:39 to go here in quarter number 2. The lead has been cut to 3. Marcus still leads, but now they only lead Braswell 10-7. This is Marcus football night.
Are you ready to score big in the game of home ownership? Southern Collective Realty is here to get you into the end zone of your dream home. Hi, I'm Amy Turner, and I'm the broker and owner of Southern Collective Realty. I've been a Marcus mom for the last 6 amazing years and a great supporter of the Marauders.
I'm Sarah Grant, and I'm proud to be a Marauder mom and aunt. Together we bring in over 20 years of experience in Flower Mound and surrounding areas. Southern Collective Realty, where every home purchase is a victory.
Ready to kick off your search? Give us a call today.
I'm the realest. I'm the GOAT. Yeah. Everybody.
Zahir Trufant, the leading rusher for the Braswell Bengals, breaks one 94 yards for a touchdown after a great punt by Barrett Kogler goes for naught as the Bengals are on the board on a one-play drive, and this is a high short pooch kick. It will be caught at the 27, trying to find some room and finding some almost out to the 40-yard line that time. Mark him at the 39. That was PC Carter, number 10. Nice little return off the pooch kick, and again, good field position for the Marcus offense.
I mean, that was a great tackle because that might have been a touchdown saving tackle. Carter had a seam. You know, usually we'll see the Marauders fair catch kickoffs like that. I don't mind seeing a return if you can get that kind of yardage.
11 yards on the return. You're right. That was one tackle away from being a huge return for PC Carter. So the Marauders started their own 38 now, 8:35 to go in the half. They still lead, but now it's only it's only a 3-point game. 2 receivers up top. Handoff. Francis finds room over left guard, I should say. Gets out past the 40, near the 44. They're going to give him that, so it's a gain of 6 on first down.
Nice little run. You bring the tight end Kogler over in motion to punch out that defensive end, and then you've got a little natural hole right there. Nice 6 yards. That's how you stay ahead of the chains, and that's what Marcus likes to do.
Carter Francis took over the team lead in rushing after last week's game, 271 yards and 5 touchdowns coming into tonight, averaging 7.1 yards a carry. Of course, 63 and a 52-yard touchdown run last week will bump up those numbers. Handoff to Francis on second down. Not much room there that time. Maybe a yard. I think they're going to give him forward progress to the 46, it looks like. So give him 2 yards, sets up 3rd and 2.
3rd and short. You can see when Marcus intentionally slows down the ball game, and right now they haven't intentionally slowed down this ball game. We'll see if they got something up their sleeve from another play action standpoint, because they just missed that one on the last drive.
Yep.
Where there should have been a defensive pass interference.
Yeah. That's one of the more obvious pass interferences I've ever seen that didn't get called. Motion on 3rd down. Nussmeier's going to take it himself, and he is going to bull his way for the first down on a quarterback power play as he got hit probably about a yard short of the first down and just powered his way through to the 49 for a gain of 3 to move the chains.
Ooh, he's showing a little Jackson Dart from last night, just putting his body on the line. He's a big kid, big, strong kid. He can get away with that. I wouldn't try that, but he can get away with it. He's just running people over. You're right. He gets contact here from 3 Braswell players and says, come with me on a magic carpet ride.
1st and 10 now at the 49 for Marcus. Shotgun snap back, play action to McKnight, and firing over the middle. That pass is off the fingertips of Kogler. That may have gotten tipped right in front of him. I think number 4, Tyrese Hoskins, the linebacker, got a fingertip on that and change the angle of that pass.
Very, very dangerous pass, but he had to throw it quickly because the pressure got there before he wanted it to. Even with the play action, you can see the pressure comes right up the middle, so he's got to get rid of the ball, and the underneath man tips the ball, and then there's good coverage on the tight end anyway.
And it wouldn't have mattered anyway because there was a flag in the backfield on the play, and there was holding against the Marcus offense. So it would have wiped out any potential gain. Yeah, I saw it right at the end as everybody was breaking up in the backfield. So move it back to the 39. That's going to make it 1st and 20. Again, they go with 2 tight ends and 2 wides on personnel. Snap back. Going to be a pass to the near side. Caught by Huffman across midfield. The Big H getting involved in the passing game tonight, turning upfield after a grab up to the Braswell 47. That's a nice solid gain there for Huffman of 13 yards.
Braswell not doing a good job when they're in zone of protecting the numbers, and so all those outbreaking routes have been wide open. We've seen nobody takes the Big H man. Just right there off the line of scrimmage, he's all by himself.
Make that 14 yards. That's the first catch of the season for Gavin Huffman.
He's done a great job lead blocking most of the year.
2nd and 6 now for the Marauders. Snap back to Nussmeier. He's going to fire one to the near side. Caught by Susko. Gets hit immediately in a nice tackle as he was brought down right now by number 3, the young man, the senior that we don't have a name for on the Braswell Bengal roster.
Well, it's a nice tackle, but I like what Nussmeier's doing because now they go to blitz. They bring pressure. You can't leave Susko man on man out on the outside. He's gonna hit that every single time.
So number 3, who's out at corner on Susko, made a nice tackle, but not before he got a first down at the 37. Snap back, Nussmeier standing in the middle. Pass is incomplete, right through the arms of the running back, Carter Francis, who was on a streak pattern right down the middle of the field, and Nussmeier hit him right in the chest.
Right in the chest
in
play.
stride.
You have to catch that ball. He does. He sneaks right out of the backfield. Hadn't done that all night. Right down the middle. Nobody picks him up. Nussmeier with a perfect strike, and the ball bounced off the chest. We used to say in my day, if that was a spear, it'd have killed him.
You're not wrong. 2nd and 10 there is a little bit of the dropsies tonight for the Marauders. Nussmeier dropping back. He's going to fire one again over the middle, and this one is caught. A nice sliding grab by Jamison Mayfield, the junior wide receiver, down at the 19-yard line to move the chains after a gain of 17.
Get you that nice 10, 15-yard dig route. Comes right down the middle, man coverage. Got the man trailing, but nothing you can do with that route. Love that throw, too. Perfect. Keeps it down and away, so it's a nice, easy catch. And there for Mayfield. What a job.
Yep, great job picking up his teammate after the miss on first down to move the chains anyway. We have a player down for Braswell behind the play as he's being attended to. Looks like it could be a cramp of some kind as the trainers are attending to the young man. Can't quite see the number of who is down on the field, but it is a Bengal defender who is down. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 19 for the Marauders. Let's go ahead and take a short break real quick. Get a commercial. Oh, wait, never mind. He's up. Thought he might be down for a minute. The young man who's down on the play is number 90, the senior defensive lineman, Martin Guidry. And he is up and walking off the field under his own power. Like I said, looked like it might have been a little bit of a cramp action.
Well, Coach came out to check on him, and you can see when the coach kind of leans in and then just nods his head and kind of walks back away. Everything's going to be fine.
Is he all right? Yeah? All right, cool.
Appreciate that. Get up.
So Guidry walks off under his own power. Hopefully we'll see him back on the field tonight. Marauders now set up in the red zone, 1st and 10 at the Braswell 20, 5:40 and counting here in the first half as the Marauders try to get their 2-score lead back. Tight formation here with Susko down on the bottom in single coverage. Snap back to Nussmeier. He's going to fire one towards Susko in the end zone, and that pass is incomplete. Good defense by the young man, number 3. I wish we had a name for him because he did a great job that time staying in the vision of Susko while not making contact. Susko couldn't go up. Maybe, probably could have timed to jump a little bit better, but wasn't able to get to the ball.
Yeah, I think it's just good on good. I mean, This is a really good throw. The recognition of the one-on-one coverage with your big 6'6" receiver. He puts it up in the air like you're supposed to. Susko does go up. I mean, that's just a good play by the corner.
Yeah. Little hand fighting was contact both ways. Hand off to McKnight up the middle. Has room inside the 15 down to the 14. That'll be a gain of 5, setting up a 3rd and manageable.
And that's how you do it. Just chip away at this thing. And you're in a luxury position where you can still get a first down without worrying about getting the touchdown.
Just inside the 14-yard line. Be about, we'll call it a long 4 here on 3rd down as Francis checks in for McKnight here on this 3rd down.
This has been 4-down territory for them a lot this season.
Staying with the 2 tight end formation with both Huffman and Kogler in under center. And it's going to be a toss sweep to Francis. He's going to cut inside, power through a tackle. That's going to be close to a first down. Got hit at the 10. Francis did, drove through a tackle and tried to drive forward for the first down. Might be about a half-yard short, it looks like.
Just a half-yard short. Now it's going to be decision time, and here comes McKnight. So they are going to go for it. Offense staying on the field.
Yeah, in short yardage last week, they did miss the size of Cade McKnight in that backfield, as he was out last week with a shin contusion. And it's 4th and probably about a foot or so for this first down, and the offense is going to go for it.
One thing for sure for the Marauders tonight, they have controlled the clock and the time of possession. They just continue to run this clock down.
They have number 80, Grayson McCrate, the senior third tight end, and we're going to have a timeout called as the play clock was down to about 11 seconds, and Coach Alexander wanted to go ahead and get the timeout and not take the chance of a delay. We'll go ahead and take it with him. 3:54 to go here in the first half. 10-7 Marcus. This is Marcus football night.
From kickoff to dinner time, Flurry's Market Plus Provisions is your hometown spot. We're local, family-run, and obsessed with quality hand-cut meats, Cajun-inspired plates, and the best burgers in Flower Mound. Join us for lunch or dinner, or swing by the market for steaks and sides to feed the whole crew. Flurry's is proud to support Marcus High School and the community we call home. Flurry's Market Plus Provisions. Local. Quality. Community. Go Marauders.
Offense is back out on the field. Both teams are back out on the field. 4th and about a half yard for the Marauders, just inside the 10 of Braswell. And they're going to go shotgun here, and it's going to be a rollout passing situation, run-pass option, and it's going to be a first down as Nussmeier saw the corner and just took it and moved the chains as he gets knocked out at the 7 for a gain of 2.5.
And we usually see 2 or 3 of those every single week, the little rollout run-pass option for Nussmeier. He typically makes the right decision. I'm going to say 100% of the time this year he's made the right decision.
Yep.
And that time, once again, no reason to force anything downfield.
Oh, but we had a penalty.
Oh, no.
I didn't see the flag. Neither one of us did. They called a hold on Marcus, and that wipes out, man, the self-inflicted wounds continue. They called a hold on Marcus, and that's going to bring the field goal team out.
Coach Alexander not happy having a talk with the ref here on this side.
Yeah, he didn't agree with the call.
You call a hold, but yet I don't want to get fined. We're going to get a field goal attempt here.
Yep, it's going to be 37 yards this time from Santiago Diaz. Snap is down. The kick has plenty of leg. It's on the way, and it is good. All right, a season long from Santiago Diaz, 37 yards, adds 3 more points to the scoreboard for the Marauders. They now lead 13-7. 3:40 to go here in the first half. This is Marcus football night. So the Marcus Marauders get a season-long 37-yard field goal from Santiago Diaz to extend their lead to 13-7. That ended a drive that ended up going with the penalty. Let's see, that drive started at 38, I believe, after the kickoff, and got down to the 19. So that'll be a 43-yard drive. This is a short kick, and again, it's fumbled, muffed, and picked up and running backwards, and then finally getting corralled inside the 15. I believe that's the freshman Chris Lark.
It was.
That went through the arms. That went through the arms of the up back and then under the legs of Lark as it rolled past him. He picked it up and tried to run all the way across the field and kept going backwards and ended up losing yardage on the return. Lost about 5 yards total.
Just a fumble folly almost. You've got 2 players next to each other. One drops, one almost can't pick it up. Then he's like, yeah, like you say, I'm going to run all the way to the other side of the field. There's some poor tackling going on, but they finally are able to corral the young freshman and get him down.
Yep, and he gets brought down at the 14-yard line, which is where the Tigers will start down 6 13-7. They go with a pistol formation here on first down. Pass over the middle, caught, and room to run in the open field, and this one's going to go to the house too. It is going to be another explosive touchdown. Number 19, Anthony Rivera, just catches a slant, and there's nobody behind him to catch him, and it's 86 yards to the house after the previous play went 94.
Well, and he caught that one. He's the same guy that ran wild down the sideline, was wide open, the ball dropped in the bucket, and he drops it. This time they say, let's make it easier. Let's just run a slant, and it's one-on-one coverage on the outside, and he catches the ball and then just takes off. Pure speed. No one's going to catch him. Easton Mitchell giving it his best effort, but out of there, 88 and out of the gate.
Extra point snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. The last two plays for the Braswell offense have gone 94 and 86 yards. That's 180 yards of offense in 2 plays, 2 touchdowns, and just like that, Braswell has a 1-point lead.
Yeah, and the complexion of this game is completely different now. With 3:18, though, Marcus does have an opportunity to go down, get some points on the board, and get the ball back coming out of halftime. And you know what I like to say, double dip.
Well, and since something's going on in the back end for the Marcus defense, because that time you had Logan Loxley, number 0, the senior, in at Bandit, and for some reason on that play, I didn't see on the replay what he saw, but he cheated way up after the snap on that. So he was there. So he's the safety on that side of the field, and he had cheated way up. I don't know if he saw a short guy coming out, but
you're supposed to have the
slant was already behind him when the pass was thrown.
Right. Well, it hasn't been necessarily not tackling tonight. Got a myriad of other issues.
Another short kickoff. This is going to be caught at the 24 by PC Carter, and he slips. Looks like he was trying to cut to the outside to see if he could get more yardage. He's going to end up getting, let's see where they'll mark it. They're going to mark it, I think, at the 28-yard line.
And he had room.
He did. They're going to say the 29, so it'll be a 5-yard return. He thought he had a lane here to the outside right in front of the Marcus bench, but he just slipped as he tried to cut to the outside. So the Marauders will start at their own 29. They've got 2 timeouts left and 3:16 to go here in the first half. Of course, you have the 2-minute warning as well. So now the Marcus offense, who's had last 2 drives into the red zone, stall, need to get some things going as the Braswell Tigers Bengals have found some explosion in their offense. Snap back to Nussmeier. He's going to fire one to the far side, and it's going to be incomplete because his intended receiver slipped. Susko just lost his footing coming out of his break on the out route.
Do we need to be changing cleats at halftime? That's going to be the question.
Well, it's a turf field. I hope that's not the case.
A little bit of slipping going on out there, but yeah, I mean, that was a good throw, good route until the slip.
Yep, just lost his balance and fell down. 2nd and 10.
You know, that turf can be slippery, Jacob.
Referee stops the play for a moment to reset the play clock.
Marcus in no hurry, nor should they be, the way Braswell can evidently score on one-play drives. No reason to give them the ball back if they don't have to.
Shotgun trips up top in a bunch formation on 2nd down. Here comes the pressure. Nussmeier gets away, and he's going to take off. Makes one man miss out past the 35, out to about the 37-yard line. Nice job, a gain of 8. As Nussmeier broke a tackle, I think that was Tyrese Hoskins, the linebacker, coming in on a blitz. He got the initial hit on Nussmeier, and Nussmeier just ran through it.
I mean, came through untouched. It was number 4.
Yep, Hoskins.
Is not touched except in the back a little bit. And what a great feel from Nussmeier to get out of it.
3rd and 2 now for the Marauders. Pass over the middle, and it is incomplete. Kogler again had that one hit him in the hands and go right through, as that would have been an easy first down out just past midfield. And right now the Marauders are just making a bunch of little mistakes, and the teammates for Colton Nussmeier not helping their quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, that's another ball that needs to be caught. Don't want to beat a dead horse on that. But something just feels different all of a sudden on this Marauder sideline.
So Kogler is now on for the punt on 4th and 2. Back to receive is number 13, Landon Rowland, the junior wide receiver and defensive back. Kogler with a line drive kick, and it's going to be caught on the fly at the 25 and room to run. Going to the far side, out past the 35 up to the 40. and that's where he will get dropped after a return. Let's see where they mark it, but about 14 or 15 yards on the return. That time, very little hang time from the Kogler punt. Didn't allow time for the coverage to get down there.
Sure did. Lucky to corral him where they did, to be perfectly honest with you.
They are going to mark it at the 40. So that'll be a 23-yard punt after the return. And the Bengals, who have had 2 explosive plays to the house on their last 2 possessions, they come out in an empty set, and they throw a little bubble screen, and that pass is knocked away. Nice job that time by Ryan San Miguel, as it was read immediately and almost overran it. They read it so quick.
Almost intercepted.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the second time I've seen them come up on a screen like that and have such good presence of mind and be able to read the play so well. Great job there by the defense to break that thing up.
San Miguel read it immediately, got in the passing lane and got his hands on it and knocked it down, 2nd and 10.
Miguel has really good instincts. We see it every week.
Snap is back, handoff, and tackle broken, and then spinning, or getting spun around and brought down. That was Trufant. That time Brady Moore got a hold of him and didn't let go and dropped him after a gain of only a yard.
And San Miguel, he slips right through the line of scrimmage and makes the running back, Trufant, bounce to the outside, and who's waiting for him but Brady Moore. Good team defense.
And we have now reached the 2-minute warning, as it is now, they actually mark him for no gain. Going to be 3rd and 10 for the Braswell Bengals. When we come back, it is 14-13 Braswell. This is Marcus football night.
Point Bank is proud to support the Marcus Marauders football season. Show your Marauder pride with a custom Point Bank school logo debit card. Learn more at pointbank.com. It's not just banking, it's point banking. Member FDIC.
I've been practicing law for 30 years. I have said one phrase more than any other. Why didn't you call me sooner? There are ways to accomplish the same goals in litigation from a perspective of finding solutions to complex problems as opposed to...
After the timeout, we are
winning.
back here as the teams come back out on the field. And it'll be 3rd and 10. Handoff up the middle. And getting through, spinning around to getting about 4 yards is the freshman, number 9, Chris Lark, before he is finally brought down. But the interesting play call on 3rd and 10 at the 40 as they do just a straight handoff to Lark. He gets, almost 4 yards, but, man, that was a very curious play call.
You wonder, did everybody on that sideline know the down and distance?
Yeah.
3rd and 10, and you run a dive play, and it looks like they're going to go for this.
Timeout is called by, I believe it was Marcus that called the timeout with 1:46 to go. Obviously, you want to save time if you're Marcus.
That's a really nice job by number 51, Everett Rodriguez, to come down the line and make a sure tackle right there in the hole. Make sure that doesn't go anywhere.
And Logan Loxley did as well, coming up and helping secure that tackle.
You wonder what's going to be in the bag of tricks here. They will come out with a punter, so they call a timeout to punt the ball. That's interesting. Or was that Marcus that called the timeout?
That was Marcus that called the timeout. I'm almost positive. They just haven't taken it off the board yet. 4th and 6 now, and is Austin Allen back to receive the punt. Snap is back, and a little better effort this time from the Braswell punter, and it is going to go out of bounds around the 25-yard line. We'll see where they mark this. They're going to mark it at the 29-yard line, and that's where the Marauders will take over this next possession. It's a 27-yard punt by Braswell. So 1:38 to go. Still have a timeout to use due to the Marauders to try and get some points on the board here before the end of the half. And like you said, an opportunity to double dip here for the Marcus offense.
And we'll see how aggressive they're going to be. We should be able to tell by the first play what is in Coach Alexander's head and what they've got dialed up for this 1:38 left.
In the shotgun, Carter Francis in the backfield with Nussmeier. It's a traditional 4-wide set here. Showing blitz is Braswell, and they do kind of drop back in a zone blitz scheme, and that pass is almost intercepted. Great job that time scheme-wise to get a free runner that time, and had flushed Nussmeier out to his left, and that was a dangerous throw that time.
And they've been doing a little bit more of that here in the second quarter, where they will show pressure, bring just a little bit of pressure. That time they don't even bring anybody else. They drop everybody in the zone. No, I'm sorry, they bring one linebacker. Everybody else drops into zone for them. But they're showing more pressure than what's coming. It could be confusing, the offensive pass protection.
This time Francis motions out of the backfield, empty set. Pass is again read well and nearly intercepted that time, as it was number 4, Tyrese Hoskins, a linebacker, who dove in front of Kogler and almost snagged that pass.
Now they're kind of playing a little underneath shell coverage to make sure you can't take advantage of those tight ends in the spot, so they're sitting in the zone. They're playing a zone, but they're sitting underneath of it deep, so they've got somebody deep, somebody shallow. It's almost like everybody's double covered out there.
3rd and 10 now for the Marauders at their 29. Give credit to Braswell. Last couple possessions, really stepping things up defensively. 4 wide set, shotgun snap back. Nussmeier steps away from some pressure and now is going to get dropped, and the ball's on the ground. I don't know if they may be calling that a fumble. It looked like he tried to throw the ball, and it just kind of came out of his hands. It is going to be a fumble, and it is going to be Braswell ball at the Marcus 26.
This is just a lot of people in that area, and he tries to throw the ball in the midst of just a mash of people. Again, they bring one extra pressure. He gets out of it initially, but then he gets wrapped up, and without the presence of mind, at that point, you like him to just tuck the ball and take the sack.
Just take it.
He's still trying to make a play. Credit that. But great play by the Braswell defense as a whole, and they have really, as you said, stepped up in the second quarter.
It started with Ivory Marshall, number 11. He flat out beat Frank Adams around the corner and collapsed the pocket quickly. So the Marauders, or the Bengals, with a chance to add on to their lead. Handoff on first down into the second level, inside the 10, and the ball's now on the turf and bouncing around, but it's covered. Oh my goodness gracious. What a fortunate bounce for the Braswell Bengals, as that was the freshman, number 9, Chris Lark, who got into the second level, and then the ball just popped out of his hands.
First he stumbles.
Yeah, he stumbles.
Right? Then he gets full speed quickly. Nobody catches up to him.
And Brady
right
Moore,
there.
Yep, Brady Moore punched it out, but he was able to get a friendly hop, bounce right back up to him in the end zone, and the Bengals score a touchdown. Snap is down, extra point is up. It's a low line drive, but it gets through. And the Bengals now have an 8-point lead, 21-13, with 1:13 to go here in the first half.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, you get the ball with 3 minutes and some change. You expect to go down, get yourself a nice score, and come out of halftime and get things together, put your adjustments together, and go down and score again. And instead what happens is you have a untimely fumble. And once again, another one-play drive. If I'm not mistaken, that's 3 one-play drives.
It is.
For Braswell here tonight. And it's not mistackling. No one touched him until he got to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, that's just open running lanes on a couple of these explosive runs for the Braswell running backs. And he got, give credit to Brady Moore. He got to him about the 6 and punched that ball out from behind.
He sure did.
But just some bad ball luck for the Marauders as the young freshman Lark is stumbling into the end zone trying to corral that ball. It just bounced right back up into his chest, and he gets credit for a 26-yard touchdown run after recovering his own fumble. Another high short kick. PC Carter makes the catch at the 28. Gets some room on the near side, gets out past the 40, out and up near the 45. Another good return from PC Carter on that little short pooch kick, 18 yards. And the Marauders, again, an opportunity here to get some points on the board, but now they're down by 8 points.
Yeah, if I'm Braswell, I'm going to stop kicking over there to PC Carter, because he is every time about 1 or 2 guys away from breaking one. It looks like he jammed up his shoulder a little bit on that last play. He did take a nice little licking at the end, but 1:07, plenty of time for Colton Nussmeier in this offense to get something moving.
They need to get something going. As you had an untimely penalty which took away a 1st and goal down on one end. You've now had a fumble that gave up points. trips up near the top. They're going to swing it out to Austin Allen, and he's going to drop it. It was a low throw as they were trying to set up that bubble screen. The blocking looked like it was there, but second time they've run that play where the pass from Nussmeier was just off target.
Just a little off target there, and again, they're showing a lot of pressure as Braswell, but not bringing it. At some point, you have to understand that they can show it, but it's not going to come. They're not going to change that. They may come with one guy every now and then, but for the most part, they're showing it. It's not coming, and I think maybe Colton is pressing a little bit with that look.
2nd and 10 now at the 45. Snap back, Nussmeier has time, fires to the near side. That pass is going to be caught inside the 30. Kogler making the grab this time and gets knocked out of bounds. Let's see where they mark this ball.
That time they did a little something different, did Braswell. They did bring the one guy. They dropped another guy back in the coverage and zoned it up. But again, when they've been in the zone, the outside the number routes have been open.
That was a 30-yard catch by Bear Kogler to the 25-yard line. 47 seconds to go. Why is the clock running? He was out of bounds, was he not? Yeah, I don't understand why the clock is running right. Yeah,
I think they're going to
and they
fix
finally
that.
Yeah.
No, they called a timeout and they're asking why the clock is running.
Well, that makes no sense.
So coach is right now talking to the referee, asking
I don't know,
why wasn't the clock stopped. The ref is trying to tell him that his momentum, it looks like, was stopped.
None of that had the case. He just got pushed out of bounds. That's good Lord. That makes zero sense whatsoever. He got knocked out. This officiating crew is struggling. I'll just say it. This officiating crew is struggling in a major way.
They have room for improvement.
Well, it's ridiculous. In no way, shape, or form should the clock have been running once they reset the ball. Bear Kogler got pushed out of bounds. That is not a forward progress being stopped issue. He got pushed out of bounds from behind. That is, and now the Marauders had to use their final timeout because the referees aren't doing their job. First and 10 at the 25, 41 seconds to go in the half. Snap back to Nussmeier. He's going to fire one to the near side. That pass is caught by Susko. Knocked out of bounds. What, you're not going to wind the clock on that? He got shoved out of bounds from behind.
I was waiting for it, but another outbreaking route and a perfect throw.
18 yards on the catch, 1st and goal at the 7. I can't abide basic tenets of the job getting missed like that, and that's just utter ridiculousness. And now we're going to have a timeout called by the Braswell defense with 35 seconds to go. We'll go ahead and take this break with them. 21-13 Braswell here at Marauder Stadium. 1st and goal at the 7 for the Marauders. This is Marcus Football Night.
Sideline Spirit Co. is the fresh, reimagined way to do fan gear, born out of the heart of a Marauders mom. What started in the stands as ideas has grown into the official fan gear partner of Marcus Football. From hoodies and hats to game day essentials supporting the red, black, and silver, Sideline Spirit Co. brings a crisp, new look to Friday Night Lights. Every purchase supports our Marauders. Pick up your gear at the next home game in the north corner of the stadium. Look for the merch trailer. Follow at the Sideline Spirits Co. on Instagram and Facebook for what's up and coming, and visit us online at thesidelinespiritco.com. Are you looking to team up and need custom merch? Reach out to Whitney at thesidelinespiritco.com. Good luck to Team 40. Let's go, Marcus.
And we're back, 1st and 10, 1st and goal from the 7. Nussmeier drops back, and he gets hit as he throws, and that pass is going to fall incomplete. Little trouble finding an open receiver that time. The initial protection was there, but Nussmeier just couldn't find an open receiver, and it's now 2nd and goal.
And Braswell brought a safety blitz, but the blitzer came from way far away, gave Nussmeier plenty of time to survey, and then just nobody open.
You have to give credit to the Braswell defensive coaching staff for making the adjustment, because their defensive front is showing blitz on every play, and they're just running zone blitz schemes with guys coming from different spots on that line every time. Bunch formation up top with 3 receivers. 2nd and goal, snap back. He's going to throw to the end zone, going for Susko. Incomplete, and this time the flag comes out as Susko tried to go up for the pass. It was a high throw, and he was getting held down by number 13, Landon Rowland, in the end zone, and that'll be pass interference, and that'll move this ball down to the 3-yard line.
I didn't see the flag come out at first. I was about to go out on a rant myself. Golly, what do you have to do to get a PI around here?
Yeah, the back judge finally pulled the flag out because, again, that was pretty obvious PI.
Yeah.
So 1st and goal now at the 2. with 28 seconds to go. Now, you can run the ball here, but in my opinion, if you do, you better line up quick. And I don't think the Marauders are even going to take the chance. They're going to go empty here with a tight formation as they bring Francis in motion towards the backfield. Rolling to his left is Nussmeier. He'll fire, and it's caught for the touchdown. Kind of throws across his body a little bit and finds the backside receiver. That was Susko coming on a drag from the opposite side. And the second touchdown of the night from Nussmeier to Susko makes this a 2-point ball game.
And Braswell does bring the pressure.
They did.
But they brought it from the backside. Nussmeier's rolling away from it, and then he finds an open guy. And like we said earlier, on those run-pass options, he's always making the right decision, and he certainly does there. Susko actually gets knocked down at first, but the man covering him gets caught in the wake of the drag coming from the other side. And what a great job for Nussmeier to notice that, recognize that, put the ball right in the belly.
2-yard touchdown pass from Nussmeier to Susko, and the offense is going to stay on the field and go for 2. But unfortunately, they're going to have a delay of game here as they couldn't get the personnel and the play call in time. So they're going to change tactics and bring the kicking team on. They had the offense on the field, but I don't know if it's somebody didn't hear it and didn't go out. They were looking around for another player, and they couldn't get the play call in and didn't have a timeout to burn.
Didn't have a timeout.
That's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm one of those people who tends to not like chasing points in the first half of a ball game.
I get you.
Well, and they may get a second crack at it as a defender came across the line way before the snap, and the extra point was good. But now the offense may go back out on the field as this is going to move the ball back inside the 5.
Yeah, they'll go ahead and take the point off the board.
Yeah,
and go for 2.
That's what they're going to do. So an offside penalty after the delay of game. This is like that Cowboys-Jets game with that extra point that kept going back and forth last week because of penalties. So the Marauders will get another shot to get the 2-point conversion. Kind of unfair, though, to the offense. 5-yard penalty on the delay of game, but it's only a 4-yard penalty from the offside because it's half the distance.
Well, what are you going to do?
I know. It is what it is. The Marcus offense, Nussmeier in the shotgun, rolling to his left again, and he's going to fire back across the field and has a man open, and the 2-point conversion is good. What a brilliant play design. Bear Kogler started on the left side, ran all the way across to the right, and just a beautifully designed play as Nussmeier stopped, planted, and fired all the way across.
That's about a 40-yard throw. I mean, he goes all the way to his left. As a lefty, he throws it all the way back to the right, folks. This is not a right-handed quarterback who's flipping his hips and letting the ball go. He's throwing the ball off his back foot. Unbelievable. I can't even stress the amount of talent it takes to make that throw and skill. What a job. Great job. Unbelievable. I was up here with my mouth wide open. Unbelievable throw. He's only going to be allowed to do that on a 2-point conversion, by the way.
He didn't.
Wow.
He didn't set his feet like I thought he did initially.
No.
He really just kind of turned his body and just fired that up and lofted it towards Kogler, who made the catch almost like he was catching a punt.
Like a flick of the wrist almost. Just unbelievable.
So the Marauders take advantage this time of the good field position and a little bit of time left on the clock. They're able to punch it in for the score and tie this ball game after the 2-yard touchdown from Nussmeier to Susko and the 2-point conversion to Kogler. And a high arching kick going to be caught at the 15 as Braswell looks for the return. Trying to find some room and still dancing around across the 25 out to the 27 for about a 12-yard return, and that's where the Bengals will take over with 14 seconds left. And again, I'm going to have to go find somebody at halftime who knows who number 3 is for Braswell, because he's definitely been making some plays on defense. I've seen him out there a couple times on offense as well, and I need to find out what this young man's name is, because his name is not on our roster. That was him on the return that time.
This Bengals team is scrappy, and now if you're the Marauder defense, you just have to pray that you can stop a one-play drive.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of time left here.
Now the Bengals, if they can get a couple of big yardage plays, they do have 2 timeouts to play with here with only 14 seconds left. And
well, maybe
And they just had a...
What is happening?
There was a... What?
There must have been a flag.
They said
on
a
the
false
kickoff.
start on the kickoff, that they threw the flag after the play? How does that even happen?
Well, and we're going to have a re-kick.
So are they putting time back on the clock? Because if that was a false start...
That play never happened.
Yeah, maybe it was an illegal formation?
That play still never happened.
Well, in illegal formation, the play would still happen.
Not on offense.
Yeah, illegal formation, the play still happens. That's not a stop the play penalty for illegal formation. Same thing on a kick.
Let me think. You may be correct.
So they back it up. That is, oh my God, what is going on with this officiating crew? That flag, we didn't even see it till the end of the play, and suddenly they say false start, but they penalize it like an illegal formation because they're not putting time back on the clock after the return. Oh, man. This time Diaz just kicks it as deep as he can, and it's going to be caught at the 7. Returning up the middle, trying to find room. Again is number 3, and a great wrap-up tackle that time. That was, didn't see who that was. I think that was number 40 for the Marauders. That was Britton Mayfield, the junior linebacker, who made a great wrap-up tackle at about the 22-yard line after a 15-yard return. I think.
And now just 8 seconds left.
Yeah, now 8.
So truly, you might have to defend 1 or 2 plays here.
Probably just 1. Pistol formation here on first down. And it is a handoff to Trufant. He's up across the 25 out to about the 27, 26-yard line, and that will end things here for the first half. So the Marauders get an early 10-0 lead. Braswell comes back, ends up taking a lead themselves, but the Marauders scored late with a 2-point conversion to tie this thing up at 21, and the Marauders will have the ball to start half number 2. We are at halftime here at homecoming night here at Marauder Stadium on the campus of Marcus High School. I'm sure there will be some homecoming festivities going on at the half. If there are, we will bring those to you. But otherwise, Tim and I are going to take a break here. It's 21-all between Marcus and Braswell. Enjoy your halftime, folks, and we'll be back in a little bit. This is Marcus Football Night. Welcome back to Marauder Stadium here on the campus of Marcus High School in Flower Mound as the halftime festivities have just finished up. Both teams are about to come back out onto the field for the start of the second half as the Marcus Marauders and the Braswell Bengals are tied at 21 apiece. And Tim, going over some of the numbers from the first half. Again, these are all unofficial numbers from the first half, but ended up being very close yardage-wise. Braswell outgained Marcus 238 to 224. But the interesting thing about that 238 for Braswell is 206 of it came on 3 plays.
One-play drives.
A 94-yard touchdown run, an 86-yard catch and run, and a 26-yard touchdown run. So the rest of the plays for the Braswell Bengals, and if I did my math correctly, it was 15 plays that they gained 32 yards on.
And was that calculator math or was that finger math?
Well, you know, it's brain math. How about that? It's in my head math. Zahir Trufant, and I do wonder if these carries are accurate just because, again, it's been hard for me to see the difference between 9 and 0.
That's true.
On these numbers for Braswell. But they have Zahir Trufant, who had the 94-yard touchdown run, 4 carries, 101, and a touchdown. Chris Lark, 7 for 45 and a touchdown. He had the 26-yarder where he fumbled and then was able to recover his own fumble. Dyshawn Germain, the quarterback, only 2 of 6 passing, but for 90 yards, had a touchdown and an interception. And, of course, both catches went to Anthony Rivera for 90 yards and a score. Of course, one of those was 86 yards on a catch and run. For the Marauders, Nussmeier, 12 of 25 in the first half, 163 yards and 2 touchdowns. Multiple drops in that first half.
A lot of drops.
By the Marcus wide receivers. Cade McKnight, 5 carries for 36. Carter Francis, 5 for 11. 5 catches, 58 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Luke Susko. And it's a little onside kick to start the second half for the Bengals. They went suicide onside. They think they have it. And they do. Wow, the Bengals come out and steal a possession here as they go with an onside kick and recover it at the Marcus 43-yard line.
Of all the things that were going to happen coming out of the locker room, that's not one of them that you would anticipate. The surprise onside a la Sean Payton and the New Orleans Saints. Unbelievable. And there's just a huge scrum perfectly executed by Braswell.
Yeah, and they kicked it right down the middle of the field and rolled it, and they caught Marcus moving backwards on it, and Marcus couldn't get on the ball. And the Bengals come out and, again, steal the possessions. This time they come out in a shotgun with 2 backs in the backfield. Snap back, handoff to Trufant, and he gets dropped for a loss immediately. Back at the 45 is once again Liam Hoskins is the man leading the attack for a loss of 2 yards.
Hoskins has been unblockable tonight. They just haven't been able to get a handle on him. He's been all over the place. And that time blows up the run play immediately in the backfield.
Yeah, they had Trufant and Chris Lark, the freshman, in there in the backfield on either side of the quarterback, Dyshawn Germain, and you see it right there. Liam Hoskins, and also give credit to Gage Patrick, who got into the backfield from his middle linebacker
That's
spot.
how you come in and clean up the play right there.
Yeah. 2nd and 12, snap back. Quick throw out to the far side, and another great play. Easton Mitchell coming up and making another tackle for loss as they tried to set up a screen that time to the freshman Lark, and Easton Mitchell blew it up.
Marcus has been all over those screens with real good anticipation. So Easton Mitchell, he's been the big playmaker at the safety position most of the year. Great read. We're going to get a little replay. You'll see he comes out like a torpedo. No one even tries to look at him to try to block him. Unblocked man and a very sure tackle.
Loss of 3 back to the 48, 3rd and 15. And the ball is on the ground after a mishandle, and Braswell's able to fall on it. Again with some ball luck as the little zone read play was mishandled between Germain and that time, and I think it was Trufant, but it was number 8, Christian Bourgeois, the tight end, Johnny on the spot, jumping on that fumble all the way back at the Braswell 42-yard line. So Braswell gets the onside kick and goes backwards on 3 plays, losing 15 yards.
Credit this Marcus defense for the sudden change and to be able to come out and lock it down.
And a bad snap on the punt, but it's corralled and the punt is away. and it's going to hit at the 25 and then picked up by Allen on the snap to keep from losing any more yards. That's heads up as he got a high hop and just went over and caught it at the 16 as they got about a good 15 yards on the roll that time on the punt, did Braswell.
Yeah, let's not underestimate the fact that Braswell went in the locker room and planned for them to get the ball back.
Yes,
so they had
did.
an offensive plan. Marcus did not plan to be on defense. When you have that sudden change, those are the things that can create momentum for a football team. And I think what happened was it worked backwards for Braswell. You create a little momentum for Marcus by playing that sort of defense after the sudden change.
1st and 10 for the Marauders. Under center is Nussmeier, throwing 16. Hand off to McKnight, and he's got room out to the 20. Gain of about 4 on 1st down. Again, McKnight back in the lineup this week after missing last week's game against Hebron with a shin contusion. And so he's back in tonight. Had some success tonight. Carter Francis checks in now. I think McKnight's on a bit of a pitch count. I think they know that leg's not quite at 100% yet, so they're not trying to overload him too much.
Yeah, he dinged it up right away on his first carry.
Yes,
so
he did.
Definitely being cautious with him here tonight.
They go 2 receivers to the near side here on 2nd down. They hand off to Francis, and he's out past the 25. Nice run. Best run of the night from Francis to the 27-yard line. Gain of 7 and a 1st down.
That's how Marcus likes to do it. It's a very pro-style type of approach that they take, and they're not afraid to run the ball down your throat if they can get those easy yards. And no reason to drop back and throw if you can run for 4, 5, 6 yards at a clip.
Yep. Susko comes to the near side. Jamison Mayfield up top. As they've been in two tight end personnel most of the game tonight, have the Marauders. This one's going to be a pass to Susko up the near side. He goes up, almost makes the catch, tried to make a one-handed grab, couldn't corral it, and the deflection almost allowed Landon Rowland to intercept it.
Yeah, there was no question Nussmeier was going to Susko on that play. He noticed the one-on-one right off the bat. Play action comes up immediately and lets it go to his guy.
Yeah.
I don't mind him giving his guy a chance whatsoever, but you're right. Dangerous because it's almost intercepted off the tip.
Yeah, and it looked like that time Susko mistimed his jumped a little bit early, and
He's still
got
learning.
his hand on the ball coming down out of the air.
Yeah, it's different jumping for the football than it is the basketball.
Handoff on 2nd down to Francis, and he gets hit right as he crosses the line. That'll be only a gain of about a yard as he got stuck almost immediately to set up 3rd and 9.
And now where Marcus doesn't like to be, no offense likes to be, these 3rd and long situations, if you can't get anything in that 1st and 2nd down, you really put yourself in the predicament. Braswell's been really good on 3rd down tonight with those zone blitz schemes, kind of not showing where you're coming from and trying to really disguise a little bit and confuse Nussmeier.
They're going to go with a 4-wide setup with Kogler in single as the single receiver up top, just split a little bit off the line. The other 3 receivers at the bottom of the formation. Shotgun snap back. Nussmeier fires. That pass is caught by Allen. Nice catch and run that time. Perfect strike from Nussmeier. Allen makes the catch and gets all the way out to midfield for a 1st down.
It's a great route on a perfectly timed on what the defense was doing. They brought both middle linebackers on the blitz. That leaves the middle of the field vacant. Nussmeier very patient. The blitz is picked up by the interior line. 1st down.
Another quick throw as the Marauders go tempo. The pass is caught up top, and I believe that is Susko on the catch. Gets 10 yards and moves the chains again on just a little quick hitch route. Previous play went for 22 to Allen.
Nussmeier's feeling it, gets on that back foot there, and you see just hits Austin Allen right in the middle of the field where it's vacated by the linebackers.
Now the Marauders on the move, 1st and 10 at the Braswell 40. He's going to go under center this time. Snap back, handoff to Francis. Got a little bit of room inside the 35, the 30. Great run, great blocking that time as he was more than 5 yards upfield before he even got touched. 13 yards down to the 27.
And you love it. You see him put his hand out to feel his lineman to set up the next block and then hit the seam and get that easy 1st down. Francis now starting to really chew up some of that yardage. And you can see the lineman downfield blocking. There's 3 of them down there just hitting people.
Yep.
Love that.
1st and 10 for the Marauders at the 27. Susko by himself at the bottom, but they're going to hand off to Francis. He's got room up the middle, just over left guard. He's going to keep driving the pile. In down to the 15. Another 12 yards for Carter Francis, as now they're getting some push up front, is that offensive line of the Marcus Marauders.
There's been times here tonight that this offense has simply looked unstoppable, and this drive has been one of them. They've looked like they could do anything they want to do. Now, they've struggled a little bit tonight in the red zone. They've had to they've had to settle for 2 field goals. So let's see.
They've had a couple of penalties down here. They've had a couple of, we'll just say, uncalled plays. McKnight gets the handoff. He's inside the 10 and down to about the 8-yard line. 7 yards for Cade McKnight. 2nd and 3 now for the Marauders as they're inside the 10.
This offensive line is just dominating up front. This entire drive has been about them. You can see the whole seal off the left side right there, led by big number 75, the captain. And McKnight able to get it all the way down inside the 10.
And now they're going to go with 3 tight ends as Grayson McCrate checks in. They've been running 12 personnel this whole drive, and now they've got a 3 tight end formation in. They're going to hand it to McKnight, and he's going to be close to the first down. Maybe, let's see where I'm going to mark this. Looks like it's going to be right at the sticks as McKnight went over left guard again and got tripped up right as he got to the 5, and they're going to say 1st and goal. Going to give him the first down.
1st and goal. There we go.
Just under 6 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. This game tied at 21. Marcus jumped out 10-0 in the first quarter.
McKnight coming out. Francis coming back in.
They're going to stay with the 3 tight end formation here with Huffman as kind of a fullback here. They're going to hand it to Francis. Cuts inside up the middle and into the end zone. Touchdown Marcus as Carter Francis punches it in from 5 yards out, and the Marauders go 84 yards on that drive.
That left side of the line really ate this entire drive, didn't they? And that time opened up the nice hole so they can get right into the end zone. You got to love this. Look at that line, and it's the captain 75 leading it. Matthew Wallet right there as well. Beautiful paved way to the end zone.
Extra point is up, and it is good with 5:31 to go here in quarter number 3. The Marauders have the lead back as they now lead 28-21. This is Marcus football night.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact Mike Bean for your personal price plan today.
The Marcus Marauders go 84 yards on this most recent drive as it was finished off on a 5-yard touchdown run by Carter Francis. And the Marauders now have the lead back 28-21. The high, short pooch kick, and it's again going to bounce and going to be picked up at the 18 and some room to run out past the 35 to just across the 40 to the 41 by number 3. And we have a name for that young man now. That is Chris Johnson, the senior wide receiver and defensive back, as he took the high hop of that short kick and found a gap out to the 42-yard line. That is a 23-yard return.
Well, it's good to know his name. He's been making plays here all night tonight. This kickoff team for the Marauders still hasn't quite figured out how to pin a team.
Yeah, they're just not doing a real good job getting off their blocks on kick return so far the last few games. And now we're going to have a false start on a couple of players. You had the wide receiver up top and the tight end both jump. Number 80, Jala Muhammad, the senior wide receiver, and number 17, Greg Toon, the sophomore tight end, both jumped out of their stances.
And interesting to note that the freshman is back in at the quarterback spot.
Yep, so we know what we've seen tonight. They've been running a lot of Wildcat out of this tonight because he's in there. Is he in there with, I can't see, is it Avion Moore? And this time he keeps it, following the running back into the hole, only gets about a yard as the Marauders stuff it up. Trying to see, he is back there in the backfield with number 20. In Dravion Moore. That's what we saw in the first half when they came out in this setup. Great job by the Marauders that time for clogging that hole up quickly. Only a gain of a yard for the freshman Lark.
Well, they've only run out of this set so far, so
yeah,
the
we haven't
Marauders
seen Lark throw it
not
at all.
Concerned about the pass, although we never know. Lark could step back and let one go downfield.
And a low snap this time. He picks it up and is going to get brought down in the backfield. Lark, a huge loss as they were running that again. It was just a low snap that he had to corral. Great job getting penetration, getting back there quickly, is Slater Sullivan, number 38, the junior defensive back.
And that was going to be a pass play. At least they were setting it up
Maybe,
to look
yeah.
like it was going to be a pass play. There was 2 routes being run here on the near side, but with the ball snapped low like that, you're not used to playing quarterback. You're not going to get the ball, get your eyes back up downfield, so all he can do is try to run with it, but defense all over that play from the start.
9-yard loss back to the 29-yard line. It's now 3rd and 23 for the Bengals. And now they do throw it as the starting quarterback checks back in, and there was a miscommunication on the route that time because they did have Dyshawn Germain check back in at quarterback, and he was looking at the only man who's caught a pass tonight, number 19, Anthony Rivera, but Rivera cut his route off.
Well, the speedy Rivera found out that it's not easy to run past Brady Moore, and Brady Moore just didn't let him, and so he stopped, and the ball went way over his head, incomplete.
So 2 3-and-outs for the Marauder defense, despite good field position for the Bengals. The first possession started at the Marcus 47 after the surprise onside. This one started at the Bengals 42, and both times the Marauders drove them backwards.
Marauder defense not playing around in this third quarter.
Punt team is on. The punt is away. It's a high, short kick, and is going to hit just across midfield and take a sideways roll and be downed at the 46-yard line. Let's see where they marked this. It was touched at the 46, and that's where it will be, and the Marauders will start near midfield at their own 46-yard line after the 25-yard punt.
You know, all in all, this defense for Marcus has played well tonight. You noted it. Outside of those three plays this defense has played outstanding football tonight. You just hate those 3 plays were all touchdown plays.
Nussmeier back on with the offense. He's going to start under center with Carter Francis behind him in the backfield. They'll hand it to Francis, and nothing doing this time as there was penetration right off the snap by the Bengal defensive front. Coming in to make the tackle that time for a loss is number 25, Haran Brown, the junior linebacker, as he dropped Francis for a 3-yard loss.
Absolutely.
2-yard
I
loss.
mean, nothing there for him that time. This Braswell defense has done a decent job on the run, although the last drive they did not. But up until this point, they've done okay. The offensive line looked to really take control on the last drive. We'll see if they get it back.
2nd and 12 now out of the shotgun. Huffman goes in motion into the left flat. Pass is thrown up. Susko goes up, boxes out the defender, makes the grab, and comes down about a yard short of the first down at the Braswell 45 as he was brought down by Landon Rowland as soon as he caught it, the junior defensive back.
And certainly that's something Susko is going to learn, right? You want to push that past the sticks a little bit, make sure you get to the first down yardage and not come up short. But nice throw and catch.
3rd and a yard now for the Marauders as they go with a power look formation with Nussmeier under center.
Changing the play now.
Making a check at the line is Nussmeier. And they're going to hand it to Francis. He's got room right up the gut inside the 40 down to the 38 and pushing it forward another yard to the 37. That's going to be a gain of 8 yards for Carter Francis, and the chains move with 2:26 to go here in the third.
Unlike earlier in the game when there was a fullback and Francis did not follow his fullback, this time he does follow the fullback along with a couple of big old linemen, and they get the first down easily.
They do mark him down at the actual the 38, so it'll be a gain of 7, not 8. But 1st and 10 nonetheless, as this time Cade McKnight checks in at tailback. Snap, play action. Nussmeier drops back, fires one outside of towards the sideline, and he had to get rid of that quick because a blitz came and had a man in his face, and Susko hadn't even turned around to look for the ball yet when he had to release that.
It's so tough when you run those play actions, and the way that Marcus does it, your quarterback is turning his back to the defense, and when you get up and there's a guy in your face, good job just to get rid of that football.
2nd and 10 now for the Marauders. This time they're going to go shotgun with 2 backs, one on either side. As Francis and McKnight are both in, they hand. Oh, it's Allen, and he takes it around the end here on the near side off of right tackle, and he had Cade McKnight lead blocking for him and got inside the 30 down to the 29-yard line, a gain of 9. 3rd and short now. We have a player down for Braswell right in front of the Marcus bench. Looks like number 30, Caleb Gardner, the senior linebacker, is down. That was an interesting little play design as it was Allen on the far side of Nussmeier with McKnight in the backfield, and just a nice sweep play that time.
Yeah, and I love how Kogler, the tight end, is out there lead blocking too and creating space for Austin to get upfield. And then the other running back you have, Cade McKnight, is in there making blocks. You love that team-oriented type of offense.
Let's go ahead and take a short break while they tend to the injured player for Braswell. Marcus leads 28-21. This is Marcus Football Night.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Orthopedic Associates, proud sponsors of Marcus High School football. Whether it's a game-winning touchdown or a fierce tackle, we're here to keep our athletes strong and in the game. From sports injuries to joint pain, our team of top orthopedic specialists is dedicated to providing the best care to keep you moving. Visit us at Orthopedic Associates, where your health is our victory.
The young man, Caleb Gardner, the senior linebacker for Braswell, is up and getting off the field. He's needing a little bit of help, but he is walking off the field, so hopefully he's all right. After the timeout, they wind the clock. It's now 3rd and a yard at the Braswell 29 for Marcus. McKnight in at tailback. They'll hand it to McKnight. He'll get that first down, just lowering his shoulder and just plowing through a defender for 3 yards down to the 26.
Power football.
Yeah, they're in a couple of situations last week. They missed his presence on the field. As good as Carter Francis is, he weighs 35 pounds less than Cade
They're
McKnight.
different backs.
Yeah,
no question.
That's a lot of beef in the difference between these two running backs. 1st and 10 at the 26. Minute 15 to go here in the quarter. Nussmeier in the shotgun with Francis to his right. 3 wide receivers set. Nussmeier drops back. He's going to fire. Pass caught by Francis on the near side in the flat inside the 15 down to the 13-yard line. Just a little easy relief route. Nobody went with him out in the flat, so Nussmeier said, here you go. Take some easy yards, and he gets 13 of them down to the 13-yard line.
Why not? It doesn't get easier than that. I mean, nobody covering the running back coming out into the flat. Don't ever forget about the fat chicks in the flat. We always say that. Perfect throw out there. I love that he's even looking out there. A lot of high school quarterbacks won't do that. They're looking downfield, but you see all the DBs and all the linebackers are coming from way far away because everyone dropped into coverage.
1st and 10 at the 13. Toss sweep to McKnight. Makes a nice cut inside the 10, still on his feet. Runs through a man inside the 5. Oh, he just stepped out.
He did.
He was about to score, but as he was trying to cut back inside of a tackler, he stepped out at the 6. If he hadn't had that toe out of bounds, that would have been a touchdown for Carter Francis. Would have been his 2nd of the night. Still, 7-yard gain on first.
Well, if he just had a half-size smaller shoe, he'd have been just fine. I mean, look at the blocking out front. Holy cow! Look at Red Harmon putting in some work.
Through a defender
Receivers
there.
putting in works. Right there, he stepped out at the 6.
Yep.
I saw it, and I hope they didn't see it, but they saw it.
For a 2nd and 3 now at the 6-yard line. McKnight back in. They give it to McKnight. He gets hit in the backfield, just plows forward, and he's going to have the first down at the 3-yard line. 1st and goal for the Marauders. 22 seconds left in the quarter. We'll see if Marcus runs another play or lets this thing tick down to the end of the quarter. But that's Marcus' ground game here in this 3rd quarter has really gotten on track.
And that's one of the mismatches that Coach Alexander thought they had here tonight was with their offensive line versus the Braswell D-line, and certainly we're seeing that show up in the second half.
And the Marauders are going to go ahead and let the clock run down and take this to quarter number 4. The Marauders score a touchdown in the 3rd to retake the lead, and when they go to come back for quarter number 4, they'll have 1st and goal at the Braswell 3-yard line. It's homecoming night here at Marcus. 28-21 Marauders over Braswell. This is Marcus Football Night.
Can you feel it? The paradigm shift. The rising intensity as the engines idle. Let the race begin. Fire up your appetite. Farm fresh beef, straight from the source, to our grill, and from the sea to your plate. All of our ingredients are fresh and made to order. Dine in today and taste the fast and furious difference. Order online or take it to go and fire up your appetite at F&F Japanese Grill.
Jacob Dedamore and Tim Smith back here with you at Marauder Stadium on the campus of Marcus High School in Flower Mound, Texas, as we head to quarter number 4 here on homecoming night at Marcus High School. And the Marcus Marauders lead the Braswell Bengals by a score of 28-21. And Tim, both defensively and offensively, the Marauders really got back on track at quarter number 3, and now they've got a chance to get their 2-score lead back that they had earlier in the game.
They have completely dominated this game outside those 3 plays on both sides of the field. And I love what they've done in this third quarter, really taking charge, and the offensive line especially.
Hand off to McKnight on first down, plowing his way forward, and he is going to move the scrum into the end zone for a touchdown. The Marauders have punched it in once again, and now they have a 2-touchdown lead on the strength of the legs of Cade McKnight.
Well, I'd love to say that that's enough, but what we've seen the last couple of weeks, it is not enough. So offense, we're going to have to keep the pedal down all night long, and defense, keep dominating like you have been.
Nice job by Cade McKnight, just moving the scrum like it's a rugby match.
They sure missed him a week ago.
Yes, they did. Extra point is up and good with 11:55 to go in the ballgame. We'll go ahead and keep it here. That touchdown for Cade McKnight is his 4th touchdown on the ground this season as he punches it in. Really nice looking drive that time by the Marauders as they are able to take it 54 yards down the field and make this a 2-touchdown lead.
Yeah, play calling gets really easy when you can do whatever you want in the pass game, in the run game. They're in 3 tight ends, they're in no tight ends, they're in 1 tight end. Anything they want out there tonight, it's all coming through. Nussmeier's playing great. This offensive line is dominating, and the running backs, great vision. They're seeing the holes, breaking tackles, running hard. This is what Coach Alexander wants to see out of his ball club.
Yeah, and in the 2 possessions here in the second half so far for Braswell, they've gone backwards on both of them.
Both
of them. Lost. Have not had a they did have a positive yardage gain, but the overall net yardage has been in big time in the negative. And remember, they started this half. If you're just now tuning in and missed the first part of the third quarter, Braswell came out and went with a surprise suicide onside as the kicker just dribbled it right down the middle of the field. They recovered it at the Marcus 47, but then 3 plays went backwards 13 yards and had to punt.
And Marcus has been extremely methodical when they've been on offense, chewing up clock.
High, short pooch kick, trying to keep it away from the speedy returners, caught at about the 16. And getting to the outside to about the 28-yard line. Maybe about a 12, 13-yard return. I believe that was number 13, Landon Rowland, the junior wide receiver and defensive back for the Bengals. And the Braswell offense will take over at their own. Looks like they're going to mark this at the 27-yard line.
It's a nice job by the kickoff team that time. We haven't been able to say that often, but that time they corral, they get the tackle and a big hit at the end of that one.
So the Bengals come out as it is Germain at quarterback.
A lot of shifting and moving around for this Marcus Marauder defense. Still moving guys around.
Yep, I think that is Trufant in there at tailback behind Germain here on this first play. And it's going to be a handoff. Trying to get to the outside. No, that is the freshman Lark. That's number 9. And gets dropped for a big loss again. Gage Patrick that time scraping and attacking in a perfect fashion and drops the freshman for a 3-yard loss.
And a great tackle, and he had friends coming. I think that's the big thing of this, is that we're seeing a lot more pursuit tonight by this defense from Marcus, which we hadn't seen in the last couple of weeks.
Especially in the second half.
Yes.
You're right.
I think they got a talking to at halftime, Jacob. I'm just speculating.
Gage Patrick made the initial hit, but that was Ryan San Miguel who helped him clean it up.
Clean it up.
Second and 13 now, as the freshman Lark stays in the backfield. And
that looked to be a false start on the left tackle, but
yeah, we got flags all over the field.
We'll see what they think.
They are moving it back.
They move it back, okay.
To the 19.
Referee's doing a better job in the second half, too.
Yeah, haven't had any major gaffes yet after multiple in the first half. So back it up to the 14-yard line. That'll make it 2nd and 18 now. Tight end comes in motion, lining up as a fullback. They'll hand it to the freshman Lark once again. Nope, play action. Moving to the outside is Jermaine, and then he stumbles and falls down. I don't think he was going to get outside anyway. Great fake by him, by the way. We haven't seen him really run tonight at all, and that time he did a good job of the fake, but the Marauders kind of scraped with him and had him kind of corralled, and then as he was trying to bust outside and see if he could find a hole, he just stumbled and lost his footing and fell down back at the, let's see, where did they mark this? At the 18-yard line, so he lost a yard on the play. He
wanted to go somewhere with that ball, but the opportunity wasn't there, so he had to bring it down and run. Tackled himself.
Handoff on third down. Nice job just to get to the outside after breaking a tackle by the freshman Lark, but he gets corralled at the 20. That time coming up with Logan Loxley, number 0, along with multiple of his teammates. Again, more of that gang tackling mentality by the Marauder defense, and it on third and long, they don't give up much, and it's another punt for the Bengals.
So the Bengals have run all of 9 plays in the second half of this one, and the Marauders making sure that you are not getting there.
It was Gage Patrick who had the initial penetration, didn't make the tackle, but made him bounce out, and his teammate Ryan San Miguel is the one who cleaned it up.
Well, those two have been a tandem all night, haven't they?
In the second half, they have been fantastic. So the punt team is on again. Austin Allen back to receive, and it is a sideways punt. Goes out of bounds in front of the Marcus bench. Let's see where they mark this. It's going to be inside the 40 of Braswell. Not a good punt at all. They're going to step it off at the 37-yard line. Only a 17-yard punt that time, and the Marauders in prime plus position.
So you have great field position. The Marauders have been real methodical all night tonight. Defense is playing great in the second half particularly. I'm of the idea right now to put this game to bed, take a shot.
Well, you've got...
Just because of the change of momentum and everything. You score a touchdown here, this crowd is going to explode. The defense is going to have momentum.
They've got
But I don't think that's what they're going to do. I think they're going to keep doing what they've been doing. But I'd like to see him take a shot.
A touchdown regardless. You have an opportunity to really kind of put a distance. A handoff to Francis on first down, breaks it outside over left tackle, inside the 35 to the 34 for a gain of 3.
Not much there. They had him out leveraged, did Braswell on that particular play, so just not a lot of room for Francis to get upfield.
Yeah, and a Bengal player. It's Tyrese Hoskins, the senior linebacker, has made a number of plays tonight. Looks like he is cramping up a little bit. He's trying to rub his calf and see if he could get it stretched out, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're just trying to get him stretched out right now, so a little bit of a cramp for the young man. 9:07 to go here in the ball game, and I tell you what, after we'll just say it, a very poor second quarter by the Marauders that saw them give up their 10-0 lead and fall behind 21-13. They have really come out here in this third quarter and asserted themselves on both sides of the ball.
Well, let's see how they finish the last 9 minutes, and then we could say they put in a solid 3 quarters tonight.
Yep.
And getting very close to that solid 4 quarters that we're looking for.
2nd and 7 now for the Marauders at the Braswell 34-yard line. Play action from Nussmeier under center, throws it out, and it's dropped again. Another,
it's about 6 drops tonight altogether.
Yeah, just too many drops. This one from Gavin Huffman. Now look, that throw was a little bit behind him, but that's a pass you have to catch as a skill position player. And to be fair, Huffman had his first catch of the season tonight in this game, but that's an easy one.
Well, he's not the primary receiver, but the pressure gets there. Nussmeier has to come with a crazy arm angle just to get the ball out.
And if he catches that, he's turning upfield and he gets good yardage. 3rd and 7 now for the Marauders. Nussmeier in the shotgun. Here comes the blitz. He's going to fire over the middle, and that pass is caught inside the 15 by Belton, inside the 10, the 5, touchdown. Peyton Belton with the catch and run, a perfect throw on a slant as Nussmeier took a major shot as he released that ball, but he hit Peyton Belton in stride, and Belton did the rest.
Nussmeier is really good at standing in there. Even when the blitz is coming, he knows he's going to get hit in the mouth, and he still lets the ball go, and that's what he does. It's a blitz replay, so they blitz from the middle, and you got a receiver running right where they just came from, and what does Nussmeier do? He just puts it right on him. You'll see it right here, and then it's just speed. Just outrun the defender to the end zone. Maybe not the big play we thought, but still a big play.
The extra point from Diaz is good, and with 8:45 to go, the Marauders are now doubling up the Bengals. It's 42-21. This is Marcus Football Night. Colton Nussmeyer finds Peyton Belton for a 34-yard catch and run on a perfect strike on a slant, and Belton takes it into the end zone for his first touchdown of the season for the senior wide receiver Peyton Belton, and the Marauders now have a 3-score lead, 42-21. Diaz lines up the kick, high, going to be caught at the 15-yard line, but returnable. Out past the 20 and then corralled right around the 25-yard line. I believe that was Chris Johnson, number 3, who returned it. Yes, it was. The young man who at halftime we were able to learn the name of. 10-yard return out to the 25 where the Bengals will take over. So that last possession for the Marauders after the poor punt goes 37 yards in 3 plays. The last 34 on the connection from Nussmeyer to Belton. Whoops, sorry.
I'm not on, but that kickoff team, that's the second kickoff in a row that they've come down and laid a wall up. And that time it was number 0, Logan Loxley, who's been playing some safety out here tonight, but he came down and he put on a big hit. He came off the field. You couldn't even measure his excitement.
Yeah, I was wondering, seeing Logan Loxley on defense as much as we have, I do believe that maybe Evan Sachs nope, he's out there now. I was wondering if he was hurt earlier because I saw him on the sidelines without a helmet earlier, but he is out there now at the bandit position. Bengals coming out in a 3-wide set in that pistol-looking formation.
Some sort of holdup here.
Yeah, I don't know if not sure what's going on here.
The referee is whispering to the running back. He's saying you're supposed to run that way to get to the end zone, so you run that way. That hasn't worked for them most of this second half,
and they're going with this wildcat formation with the freshman back there taking the high snap, and he's going to lose yardage as he had to. That snap was high, and he had to kind of tip it to himself, and it completely threw off the timing of the play. And the Marcus defense was in great pursuit, and they forced him out of bounds at the 22 for a 3-yard loss.
Yeah, just a really high snap.
Yeah.
And then the defense, Johnny on the spot. Wow, look at that speed. That's number 15. That's Cole Schott, who runs him right out of bounds.
Handoff on second down to number 0, Zahir Trufant, as he's the one in the backfield with the freshman Lark.
There's Gage Patrick again.
Yep, and he gets a whole yard back to the 23, setting up a 3rd and 12 here. That touchdown pass from Nussmeyer, by the way, was his 3rd touchdown pass of the night. 3rd and 13 now is again. It's been really impressive how this Marauder team, give credit to the coaching staff for adjustments, but also the Marauders have come out with a much greater intensity, especially on defense.
You can feel it from up here, absolutely.
Here on 3rd down, they hand it to Trufant on the zone read. He gets a little bit of the corner, but is only able to get a couple of yards before Ryan San Miguel makes contact and brings him down. And he gets back to the original line of scrimmage, but it's 4th and 10 now for this Bengals offense, and the punt team will come on. Tell you what, I have been extremely impressed with this Marauder linebacking core in this second half with how they have played.
Well, that's now 12 plays that Braswell has run here in the second half.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Ryan San Miguel, Gage Patrick, and Cole Schott have done some really good work here in this second half defensively. High, short punt. Austin Allen makes the fair catch and does so at the, looks like the Braswell 49-yard line. So a 24-yard punt, and the Marauders offense back out on the field.
And they're still going with that, with the number 1s, it looks like.
I don't blame them. I mean, right now, this offense right now
momentum.
Yeah, you want to keep the foot on the gas, and what happened last week, what happened against Louisville, what happened in the first half tonight, there is no reason to take your foot off the gas pedal.
None. And this is confidence. I mean, this rolls you into next week.
They're going to go shotgun here on 1st down with McKnight in the backfield. And we're going to stop this play before it gets started. We're going to have a false start on the Marauders.
Good call, Jacob.
Back it up 5 yards. Big weekend of football around here in these parts. Tonight, up in Denton, North Texas Mean Green are hosting the number 24 ranked South Florida Bulls. I'm recording that game at home because I'm very interested to see what goes on in that game tonight. Snap on 1st and 15. They hand it to Francis. Not much room that time as he gets about maybe 2 yards before he gets driven back. He was met in the hole by Adrian Donnerson, the senior defensive lineman.
Yeah, I would have been at that game tonight if we weren't calling the game.
Yeah.
I'm about a whole 10 minutes away from that stadium.
The first sellout in the history of Datku Stadium that's been around for about 10 years
and
now.
there hasn't been anybody there throughout this season. You could see all the empty seats.
They had a blackout tonight, and they sold that thing out just over 30,000 capacity for the ranked South Florida Bulls.
Wow.
Undefeated for the first time since 1959 is North Texas at 5-0. They try to give it to Peyton Belton this time, and he just goes nowhere. He was lined up in the backfield in a split back set. They tried to give it to him on a sweep, and that time the Braswell defense was all over that play.
Yeah, not much. I thought he had a little seam, but, those speedy guys, they always want to try to get to the edge. I thought he could have cut up a little sooner, but he tries to get to the corner.
Well,
right
there was
here,
just way too much
again,
penetration.
There's a guy there,
Multiple.
guy there. Nowhere really for him to go at all.
Great, yeah.
Braswell played that very, very well.
Yes, they did. And they dropped Peyton Belton for a 4-yard loss. 3rd and long now, back at the 44. 3rd and 16 to be exact. Nussmeier drops back. Here comes blitz pressure. They're setting up a screen to Francis. He makes the catch. He gets across midfield, still on his feet, and gets tripped up at about the 44, maybe the 43. And it's going to be 4th and about 5, maybe 6 yards, and the punt team will come on. Looked like they had it set up for a second there, but you had Braswell defenders get through there enough to trip him up.
Well, he had a long way to go too.
He did.
That wasn't a short play. And look how far Nussmeier has to backpedal just to get this ball out. And the ball hangs a little bit, so it takes a little bit of time. But then you've got some good blocking downfield. You're right. I thought it was set up a little bit for more yards, but he did have to get a lot.
Yep, 12 yards on that screen play for Francis. The punt is away, caught at the 9, and good coverage, but spinning out of the tackle. Wow, look at the moves back there in the backfield. My goodness gracious. Multiple defenders and just spinning out of tackle after tackle. I think that was Landon Rowland, number 13. Man, what an effort by that young man just to try and keep a return alive. He ends up gaining, looks like about 4, maybe 5 yards total on the return. That was a lot of effort.
He's back there dancing like Michael Jackson, trying to find a little crease.
Check that. He gained 1 yard on that return.
All
they
that
mark
for
him
1
at the
yard.
10.
All
yeah.
that wiggle for 1 yard.
I swear he spun out of about 3 or 4 tackles, but we kept going backwards as he did. Whew, goodness gracious.
There you see it there. 2 guys roll off him. There's 3. Let's just count the missed tackles.
Another
4,
spin. Another
5.
Yeah, and
oh my goodness, probably had more, but
they kept him hinned up, and a great play on first down as Will Harrison hits Zahir Trufant right in the chest and drops him for a loss of 2.
Will Harrison back this week. We saw he made an impact play early in the first
Yes, he
quarter.
did.
And here with just 4 minutes left to go, he's still got that motor going and makes another big impact play.
His presence has been felt tonight. They definitely missed him last week in the game against Hebron as he was out with an illness. 2nd and 12 now, back at the 8. Just under 4:15 to go here in the ball game. Shotgun snap back to the freshman as he is in the Wildcat, and he gets driven back and tries to get outside and ends up losing about a yard as they were in that Wildcat setup. I didn't see who that was. Was that Mitchell that got back in there initially?
That was Sam Miguel again. Had
Sam
him back
Miguel,
there.
14, not 4. Okay.
Just couldn't hold on to him. Almost had a safety look. I mean, he's dragging him around the 2-yard line, back to the 1-yard line, right on the goal line, just trying everything to bring him down. But listen, that's a freshman that's got a very good career ahead of him.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's very talented, Chris Lark. He ends up losing a yard as Mitchell, again, helping the team out with gang tackling, cleaned it up. 3rd and 13 now, back at the 7. Going to be a handoff. Nope, it's a fake, and they are going to throw, or at least try to, as that is Lark. He faked the handoff and looked to throw and then had nobody open, so he just got what he could and got back to the original line of scrimmage before he is gang tackled by Marcus defenders and they're going to give him credit to the 11.
It finally took 8 Marcus defenders to get the freshman Lark down to the ground. This kid is a beast down there. You can see how big he is, and he did want to throw it, but smart decision not to. Nobody open, and tried to get what he could, but wow, what an effort.
Yeah, I mean, just doing everything he can to try and get positive yardage before he finally got wrapped
just
up.
Falling off of him. Gosh.
Austin Allen at the Braswell 41, waiting for this punt. High but short, and it will bounce at the 41, take a Marcus bounce and get touched at about the 37-yard line. And 2:22 to go in the ball game now, and I think this is going to be it. I don't know. It looks like Nussmeier is done for the night. Yeah, we've got the reserves going in on offense, which means a whole new set. Means Jake Torkelson's going to get a little time at quarterback now. He's been starting on defense this year.
He's been at corner all night long. No. Last minute
never mind.
decision.
Never mind.
Nussmeier just put his helmet back on.
Yeah, he did.
That's interesting. Torkelson was in the huddle.
Yeah, looked like he was about to go out there.
And everybody else has been a complete line change except for Nussmeier.
Yep, they've got backups in everywhere except at quarterback
And
now.
maybe because Jake needs to stay on defense. It could be that.
And it's going to be a handoff up the middle to Andrew Emmert. Gets about 1.5 yards just outside the 35 as he checks in at tailback for the first time tonight. Emmert, the junior.
And Sammy Torres, I'm going to give him credit, 6'1", 5'9", 265 pounds, senior offensive lineman, doesn't get a lot of tick, but he had a guy pancaked about 10 yards downfield with a little extra syrup. Way to get in the game and make the impact right away.
And we have reached the 2-minute warning here in this ball game tonight as the Marauders have a 42-21 lead over the Braswell Bengals. This is Marcus Football Night. Back for the final 2 minutes of this ball game. 2nd and a long 8 for the Marauders at the 35 of Braswell. Handoff again to Drew Emmert. Driving forward with the second team offensive line. That second team offensive line will show them a little love. We got number 70, well, a little bit more than number 72, Fabio Farfan in there right now. I see number 61, Sammy Torres out there throwing some blocks. I'm seeing number 73, Josh Turner, in at O-line right now. See if we can get a few more numbers out there. You said you had Sammy Torres out there earlier with a pancake block. Number 60, Seth Joplin, is in at center. Also seeing number 64, Ronan Clem in there at offensive line. Another handoff to Drew Emmert, and he has some room inside the 25, the 20. He almost broke it. And Drew Emmert gets tripped up by the final tackler for Braswell down to the 12-yard line, a 20-yard run that time for Drew Emmert, and he was a shoelace away from scoring.
Interesting formation. The fullback that time is up right behind the guard. You don't see that except for in arena football. So this time he's way up at the close, and look at the break tackles and just an ankle away from a touchdown.
Yeah, that was number 42, Jackson Westman, who was in at fullback that time. 1st and 10 as we're down
and
to
here he is
44
again.
seconds. Yep.
You can see he's right up behind that guard. Very strange looking formation.
Snap back, handoff up the middle. New running back in this time. It's number 23, Rockwell Sylvester, the senior, taking the handoff. He gets down to the 8 before he gets brought down, and that might be the final play of the ball game. I think that will be it. As, hey, that's awesome. We get a couple kids in there who haven't seen much action this year, getting
almost
a big
had a
carry.
touchdown out of
Drew
it.
Emmert's seen a few snaps, but the second team offense came in there and made some really good plays here on that drive, as that'll end things tonight here at Marauder Stadium. as the countdown is on. 5 seconds to go, and the Marauders on homecoming night are going to get a win for their fan base. It's going to be their first district win of the season. The Marauders now will go to 3-2 on the year. They'll be 1-2 in District 5-6A as they get a much-needed win tonight over the Braswell Bengals. Give that team credit, by the way. Came in here, very game tonight and really gave the Marauders a fight in the first half, but the Marauders pull away in half number 2. And on homecoming night here at Marauder Stadium, they get a 42-21 win over Braswell.
A complete different-looking team, the Marauders, in that second half. They came out and dominated on both sides of the ball. It starts with the offensive line, where they really dominated up front. They were pushing. Of course, you come out, you get that surprise onside, does Braswell. And what does the defense do? Sudden change. They come out, they get an immediate stop, and that set the tone for the entire second half of this ball game. That's going to give some momentum here for Marcus going into next week. And you got to feel great for these kids, the effort they put out there tonight.
And I tell you what, the coaches are going to be very proud of this defensive effort in half number 2. The film session tomorrow won't look real pretty in the first half, but the second half is going to look a lot better because Braswell had negative yards of offense in half number 2
That
tonight.
sounds about right.
Yeah.
And really 30 yards of offense in the first half if we count out those 3 plays. So really just an outstanding performance by this Marcus defense. Tackling, not really an issue tonight.
Well, the challenge is going to get much greater next week, and it's awesome that this team got a win for the home fans here on homecoming night. Here at Marauder Stadium. But next week, like I said, the challenge gets a lot greater because next week the Marauders will head back out on the road, and they will travel up to Denton on Thursday night next week on the 16th of October. It is a Thursday night game next week up in Denton as they will be taking on the Geyer Wildcats, who coming into tonight were in first place in the district, having won last night over Hebron. They're 3-0 in district play. Louisville obviously undefeated as well with an opportunity to tie them for first place, but this is as they typically are, a very good Geyer Wildcat football team.
Well, what a great opportunity for Marcus to go on the road and get a spoiler win next week. I'm sure that's on their mind, and it's still a race to 4, and here's 1.
Absolutely.
3 more.
So we will have that game for you next week here on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio. It'll be the Marcus Marauders taking on the Geyer Wildcats up in Denton next Thursday night with the kickoff at 7 o'clock. That's going to do it for us here tonight from Marauder Stadium. For my broadcast partner, Tim Smith, my name is Jacob Dedamore. For our crew, for our on-site producer, Zach Jones, and for Mark and John, our 2 cameramen out tonight doing a great job. Our broadcast crew has done a phenomenal job all season for us. On behalf of Tim Smith, I am Jacob Dedamore. Everybody have a great weekend. Enjoy the fantastic football, including that big matchup taking place over at the Cotton Bowl tomorrow at the State Fair of Texas, because it is Red River weekend. Hook 'em. It is 9:43 and OU still sucks. Everybody have a great weekend out there, Marauder fans.
Go Blue. I'm going to jump in too. Let's go.
Everybody have a great weekend. Have a safe drive home. We will see you Thursday night next week in Denton as Marcus takes on the Geyer Wildcats. Good night, everybody.